What's going on, ladies and my background music isn't on. Jesus Christ. You know, okay, I already screwed up this stream. Oh, do we expect anything other than scuff from me? Let's be real honest here, guys. I just tried to do an intro. I already screwed shit up. Are we really shocked that I did a scuff stream out the gate? This is Derby Wormy we're talking about here. Yes, you could be going over there listening to like a green-haired chick read a book. You could be watching two nerds play Warhammer. Well, three nerds. They're doing like Warhammer stuff, and one of them's like a furry. The other one's pretty cool. I mean, he's actually a cool dude. But then there's this old guy who's older than dirt. I don't know what's going on there. And, but you guys are here with me. Okay, you guys are here with me, and you come here because I scuffed the stream up right out the gate. But Jesus Christ, it's been a hell of a gate. I already said it. I'm already fucking up. Green-haired, you dissing gal again? No, I never diss gal. Excuse me. I'd never, ever diss gal, guys. What? Why would I ever diss gal? And yes, I am drinking 3 beers right now. Well, this is 1 out of 3. And that's only because I had a hell of a fucking day. And I need to unwind a little bit as we talk about our good old friends over here, which is, well, talk about just how VShover it truly is. Because Jesus Christ, guys, it's still going on. And I still got more clips to go over. Listen, okay? A lot of this stuff is just, we're going to condense shit down. We're going to get as much as we can out the way as fast as humanly possible, because that's what we're here to do. Talk about the topics, get out, get gone. Maybe tease Cloud a little bit. I don't know. But we're here to talk about some stuff. And a lot of this stuff's actually going to go by a little bit faster than yesterday, because yesterday, yes, we had a lot of really heavy videos to go over. We got a lot of heavy videos to go over here, but I do have some like breakdowns of shit. But just to show you guys how much we still got to go through. I'm pretty sure I had less than these amount of tabs yesterday. But a lot of these tabs are like one video, not multitude things on these videos, on these tabs. And some of the stuff we already went over just because I want to readdress it or do things like that. But before we get too far into all of this, I gotta be honest, guys. It's been a hell of a goddamn day for me. I'm not gonna shit on my work because I don't like shitting on my workplace. I find that to be unprofessional. And also a lot of my not my employees, but my coworkers do watch me. So I don't ever want to, you know, have them go like, oh, well, why did you talk ill about me on stream? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that because I find that just to be unbecoming. I just have to tell you, I had a hell of a fucking day. It wasn't really anybody's fault. It was just the place that we were working at. It was just like no decisions were made that screwed me over or pissed me off. It was just the kind of day it was. A lot of things just went wrong over and over and over and over and over again. And they were going wrong ever since last night. So yeah, I had a hell of a day. A hell of a day. So I got beer. Not going to tell you too much about it. All I'm going to say, things just kept going wrong. I said more F-bombs than probably a sailor would. And I tried to commit Mortal Kombat on a feed bag. Because I was angry. But now I'm here with you guys, you wonderful individuals, you people that make the world go round. I am here for you. Even though it says on Restream I'm talking to one person. It says, yeah, it's one person. Listen, it's one person. I don't care. More people will come in. I know GCA's going on, Gal's going on, Alf's going on. All those guys are going on. And I'm just here talking about VShover again because, guys, there's just so much about coming out about VShover. There is a actual lot still coming out, and it is insane. But we do have some stuff to celebrate because I'm always going to be here to celebrate with you guys. Why do I have... What? Oh, I don't need this one. Hey, I was able to close a tab out, guys! I was able to close a tab out. Actually, here, I can close 2 tabs. See, I just shrank down the amount of stuff that we're going to have to listen to tonight. Actually, I can close out 3 because the other one isn't important. See, I just closed out 3 tabs. Heck, I can get a few of these out of the way real fast because I want to get this one first. I want to get this one first. I want to get this one first. Where, there. I got a there. Okay, I got a there. Because I'm gonna bring us over here first. Okay, I'm gonna bring us over here first because we're talking about some good news. Even though this is so VShover and it's just devastating across the board, the company's going under. There's no way to get around it. It is shite of epic proportions, and it just continues to get more and more shite. We do got some good news because Dokibird comes out here and tweets this. And if you guys don't know who Dokibird is, she's actually really entertaining. She does a whole lot of just had the name of it, not FPSs. Well, yeah, technically FPSs, but she does a lot of those kind of video games and some more of those competition based games. But she's super hype, super well energy. I like watching some of her shorts from time to time just because she has that great personality that you just gravitate towards. But she said this, despite everything that despite everything that's happening right now, it warms my heart to see different communities from all over coming together to do what's right and bring a positive change in this world. Let's all be there to support those affected. I can't agree more with this. I know my little area, my little group of people, my friends, majority of you are all blue, like wrenches in my chat. Okay, the majority of you are all wrenches. I stream with the vast majority of the people that pop up in my chat. I don't give a damn if I'm a tiny person. I don't give a damn if I have 5 main viewers at a time. I'm happy that people are actually trying to come out here and do some good in this world. And it's so good that today, chat, today at about 3:30ish, maybe it was 4 o'clock, bros, already $1 million raised. Already $1 million raised at the Tiltify. It's been up for 3 days. 3 gosh darn days. Already $1 million. And from my understanding, the whole charity stream that Iron Mouse is doing hasn't actually started yet, because Mousy did come out here and say that she's got to be streaming here soon. She's nervous. She's just got to be doing like something fun, and she talked about this in her Discord, but I saw this on Twitter. I'm not in her Discord, but she's excited, you know, nervous and all that, but she's so happy about the support that's been going on right now for the Immunodeficiency Fund. I'm so happy about the support that's been going on right now for all this. $1 million raised. Bros, that's double what not Niji-Sanchi. Shit, I almost did a mean thing there. That's double the amount that VShojo didn't pay them. Oh, excuse me. And I could be wrong here, chat. I could be wrong, but my understanding is the charity stream doesn't start until Saturday. So Saturday is when this all actually starts off, and it hasn't done Like, it hasn't even started. And you can scroll through just some of the people that are still donating. You got Shy Lily, you got VGen, Gamer Subs, Tricky, Lone Wolf, and also Taiga. Listen, I have my own thoughts and opinions on Taiga, but I could call Stripes where I could see it. Bro, he donated the most amount of fucking money. He's at the top of this leaderboard. Jacksepticeye, like, I have to give props where I could give props. I have to admit where good things are actually going on. And here, actually, I need to do this real quick because this will also bring us into another topic if I can remember where I put that. I know I have this. I know I have this. Where did I put this? Where did I put this? No, where did I put this? Where? I know I have this. I did not close out of this one. I closed out of this one. Here, I have to go grab a thing more than likely. I have to go grab a thing. No, I have it right here. One of the people that came out and actually donated, I've done content on. I've done streams on. I've communicated with, and I am not a huge fan of right now. But I call balls and stripes. I admit where good things go down. And guess what? I said it yesterday, and I'm going to say it here. If Hassan Piker came out and donated to this fund, I'd give him a round of fucking applause. I would call it for what it is, because that's a good thing to go out and do. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Cinder came out and dropped $6,666 on this dono. I have to call balls stripes. That's a good thing. I don't care what kind of drama she's in. I don't care what kind of a person she is. That's a good thing right there. You give him a round of applause. You call it as you see it. You say, you know what? If Hassan did it, I give him a clap. Cinder, I'm giving you a clap. I don't give a flying fuck that you fucked over your friends, stabbed in the back, and, you know, gaslit the entire world. I'm proud to see this. I am happy to see this, and I want to see more shit like this. I'm telling you right now, if Hassan came out and donated to this, I'd still despise Hassan, but I give him a round of fucking applause. By the way, I want to know, can I take a look to see if full leaderboard? Let's see if we can spot the Hassan, just to be on the safe side, because Shy Lily's 10. Doki Bird is still on top of Mint because Doki Bird's awesome and is always the top. That's a joke. You got Ray, Neanners, Cinder, of course, Ludwig, JT Hungry, Sea Dog, Tiltify matched it, bros. Bossy Mom, Plume, Feifei. I wonder, no, did Hassan do the bare minimum? Did Hassan do the bare minimum? I'm not seeing Hassan doing the bare minimum here, guys. I'm not seeing Hassan do the bare minimum. Ruh-roh, chat. Hassan didn't do the bare minimum. Hassan didn't do the bare minimum. You know, part of me was hoping to see, like, the $25 ones. I get that they couldn't do that, but, you know, I was hoping to see myself on here. I know I wasn't going to be on here, but Hassan didn't do the bare fucking minimum. Bros, that's fucked. Ludwig did, and Connor did, but you couldn't do the bare fucking minimum? This would get people to tell you good shit. Oh, you know what? Never mind. But anyway, Cinder did it. Okay? Cinder did it. That good. That good. That's a net positive in society. And I forgot to show you this. The Immunodeficiency Fund actually came out to do a thank you for Iron Mouse. I will have to stop part of this off halfway just because they start using some mousy music, and I will probably get hit for that. But let's see what they had to say about all this.
Hello, I'm Jory Berry, and I lead the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Hello, I'm Dermy Wormy, and I'm not.
Sometimes it's hard to find the right words to say, but I'll try. I wasn't expecting Iron Mouse to create the Tiltify fundraiser to benefit us, but it shouldn't have surprised me, because that's who she is. Even in the midst of challenges, she thought of us before herself. And what has been raised in less than 48 hours is surreal.
3 days, it got $1 million. 3 days, chat. Three. That's 1, 2, 3. And with one more hand, and if I could count up to that much with these fingers, okay? That's awesome. I can't count to 1 million utilizing my fingers. I can't even do that with my toes. That's impressive.
Overwhelming in the best possible way. But honestly, I've known how special Mouse is for a long time. What I didn't know is that an entire community would rally around the Immune Deficiency Foundation in a way I couldn't have imagined. I sent Mouse a message yesterday. I told her that her authenticity and vulnerability inspire me. But so do you.
Aww.
You've inspired me in ways you may not even realize.
I'm not inspirational. I'm just a dum-dum on the internet that talks about things that he finds interesting in life and tells you guys news stories. That's all I am. I'm not inspirational. Don't call me inspirational. You, the chat! You people out there, you're the inspiration. You're the good people out there. Mousy's a fucking hero. You guys are good people. You guys succeeded to do something that I could never do.
Gratitude doesn't begin to describe it. So whether you were able to donate or not, you made a difference.
No, I didn't.
More people know about the Immune Deficiency Foundation. More people know about primary immunodeficiency. More people know about the need for plasma donation. Vulnerably, authentically, and very much sincerely. Thank you.
I have to stop it there because that starts getting to some Iron Mouse music, and I probably would get copyright hit for that one. But that's freaking awesome to see stuff like this going on. That like this whole VShover thing is fucked, and we're about to get into some more of just how fucked it is. But to see like $1 million raised in 3 days, that's awesome. That's so effing cool. That's like so amazing and so heartwarming, and it can show that even during shitty times, good things can actually happen in this world. It doesn't matter if it sucks that all the shit had to happen and all the shit's going down. But let's be real fair and honest there, chat. $1 million goddamn dollars. That's a lot of money. I would never probably see $1 million in my entire life. $1 million in 3 days. That's phenomenal. That's more than what VShover failed to do. That's so much freaking money raised in that amount of time. And that number is just going to keep going up. That number is just going to keep increasing. And I said it. And I'm going to do it. Money will be raised on Ballbusters for this. Might not be a lot. We might raise little. But we're going to raise money for this on Ballbusters. Because I believe in this. I want to do some good in life. And yo, we're going to do some good things this Friday. Let's make a shitty situation a good one. God damn, I'm already burping. But okay, I got that little bit out. I'm going to keep the leaderboard up. Not the leaderboard. Wait. Yeah. Not the leaderboard. I'm gonna keep the dono thing up because I love just watching that number go up. I love watching that number go up. Though that number go up, make my heart go beat. And that's not even money I'm ever gonna see. Probably never gonna need it. But to know that I'm actually helping people, or you guys are actually out there helping people, that does actually make me feel good in my inside. You know, it warms my tummy in all the good areas. It makes me feel happy inside to know that this stuff is actually going out there. And I'm trying to make this sound as disgusting and disturbing as humanly possible, but it makes my guts tingle. I feel dirty for that one. I feel dirty for that one. But no joke, like, I have felt a little dirty talking about this VShover stuff and everything that's going on because of just how shitty it is. That's why I'm pushing that charity so much, because I can't donate a whole lot of money. Guys, I don't get a whole lot of super chats. I don't get a whole lot of tips. I don't really care. but I can't donate a whole lot, so I want others to donate. I want others to be aware of it, and I want to celebrate wins where we can get wins, because I think that's fucking awesome. But with that being said, it's time to get to some of this shit, because there was a lot that came out, and there's some that I haven't even hit on yet. There's stuff that I still haven't even talked about, and I'm trying to figure out what's a good way, what's a good way to start this. Which one do we hit first? You know what? We're gonna start off here. We're gonna do this one first, because this one's gonna be a little painful as well. You know, we're just here to rip the band-aid off and do as much as we possibly can, because we're here to do good in life. But we gotta acknowledge the shits. But I'm gonna come over here, turn off background music again. This here is Mint Maid. I've only actually been made aware of her, would have been a couple weeks ago. I think maybe 3 weeks ago, and she seems like a lovely individual. I haven't watched a whole lot of her content. I saw Rima's video on it. It was a day where I just needed something to listen to, so I listened to that. She at one point in time was a part of Niji Sanji, and it turns out, chat, because I thought she was an indie tuber. I thought she was all by herself, and yes, I just cracked open another beer. Sue me. Turns out she wasn't a full-fledged indie VTuber. She was a part of VShojo too. Starting to sit here and think about this. There's a lot of Niji bros that went over to VShojo just to get, you know, bent over again. That really that must really suck right now. But let's see what Mint Maid had to say, shall we? Here, I'm also gonna turn this up. Not up, but I'm gonna increase. No, that's Sleeper. I'm gonna increase the playback speed to 1.5 right now, because we're gonna bust through these.
Is it live? I can't tell.
Yes, you're live. Well,
oh,
it's a recording.
I think so. Sorry. I'm nervous. Hello, everybody. Hi. Oh gosh. I'm nervous. Oh, I'm not used to stuff like this.
It's okay, darling.
I wanted to keep this kind of short. I just wanted to clear up some stuff. Things that I could tell you guys, kind of giving you a little more context. So a little more behind the scenes, a little more reasoning as to some things happening. I'm so sorry for doing this. I really hate I would hope that you guys know that I don't like to get myself involved in these types of things unless I'm truly actually involved. And I felt that this sort of impacted my streaming activities enough that I should probably make a statement. And I'm just gonna.
I honestly don't know how many people actually knew that she was a part of VShojo, because I definitely didn't know, mainly because I didn't really know who she was until like a few weeks ago. But at the same time, I'm going around seeing people go like they didn't even realize she was a part of VShojo, or was like somebody that was working behind the scenes at VShojo. They were completely shocked by this. Like this was not something that they knew about. So that is interesting. I am curious how many people actually knew she was a part of VShojo.
Be pretty frank with you guys, and I'm not going to be, I'm going to just kind of tell you guys how things are. And yeah, so first I kind of want to give you guys a bit of a timeline of how things were with me and my relationship with VShojo, because I don't make this stream lightly. So last year I did the podcast with Matara, and at that time I was not. I was only working with VShojo. I was not in VShojo as a member. And we released merch and things like that. I do want to mention I did not receive money for that from any of the merch drop. But it wasn't really about that for me. So
They released merch last year and she never received money for it. So there's one. And she was working with them, not for them. And it just gets worse, guys. Just gets worse.
Just kind of wrote it off. And, Matara and I, we did we have the money from the Patreon itself. So it was just the merchandise that we did not get paid for. But, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without it sounding too embarrassing.
It's not going to sound embarrassing.
Last year, in like mid-podcast time that we were recording, we had gone to Japan together, and we had gotten COVID together, and we were stuck in a hotel together. And at that time, I kind of was talking to Matara, and I was saying how I was sorry, uh, how I was just feeling pretty lonely, and how I sorry, was feeling how I was really wanting to join a group or a company, and you know how VShojo would be good, but it wasn't exactly goal oriented towards the things I wanted to do, and on that trip we had the idea, or we came up with the idea where potentially I could pitch an idol group gen to VShojo. Oh my gosh, it's so weird saying this out loud to you guys right now, because I've haven't really told anybody this entire time, and so I pitched that to them, and actually Gunrun and I knew each other even before I became a VTuber. We connected through idols, and so he seemed very keen about the idea, and so from then I had signed on as a member, technically, and they auditioned for 2 other members that were going to be a part of the idol group that we would form, and so I believe some other people were coming out about their experiences, like Barry and Pia. They were not a part of what I was working on. They were supposed to be.
And sorry, I had to take care of something over on the kick side real quick, guys. But what I can say is I do have some of the some tweets out there of individuals that were signed on to like be a part of this idol group. I have some tweets of, well, like allegedly they were a part of the idol group. I do have some tweets of people out there that were signed on to help out, and this is not just like what she's saying here is not a I'm trying to think of my words. It's not a one-time thing. There was multiple peoples that were involved in something like this, in which they were being led along, saying that we were going to be signed on, you're going to be a part of this, and then they just didn't get back to them, and they decided to go another way. There's a lot of individuals that have been coming out and saying stuff like this. There is, I don't remember who it was, and I forgot to bookmark it, but I heard I saw it, but then I forgot to bookmark it, and then I saw it again on Rima's stream, and I couldn't remember who it was that was tweeting this out, and I wish I had it. But there was, oh shit, I just had it on my head. It was a person that was talking about like how they wanted to do this huge thing with VShojo and make VShojo essentially the new home for a bunch of Niji fans, and not Niji fans, but Niji talent that were being, bent over and raked through the coals. They were working with Gun to actually go over there to VShojo and assist with the VShojo people and have like a whole VShojo gen. Former Niji gen joined VShojo. It was all going good. It was all a thing, and then they just quit hearing about it. Nobody kept answering it, even though everybody was on board with it. No answer, no comment, no nothing. And then it turns out, yeah, they just didn't want to do it. Bye. Last minute. So yeah, this is not the first time this has happened, and this is not just one person that was making an idol group that basically fell apart because they just didn't want to be a part of it. After telling them they definitely wanted to be a part of it. And we got a couple more instances of this going on tonight, guys. Don't worry.
Oh. Debuted after us. And one thing that I felt very confident in was who we were working with in VShojo. Our group actually worked mostly with the JP side of VShojo, and things were, albeit a bit slow. Things were not bad, and sorry.
He's crying, guys. Don't
I just was really happy that
it's hard to hear them cry. It's really hard to hear them cry, especially when they have the smile on and you see all that. It's harder to hear them cry because they can't switch a toggle. They can't do that. Because if they do that, it looks like manipulation. So they're forced to be like this the entire time. And yet you're hearing them cry behind the scenes. That has to hurt.
I was working towards a common goal with 2 other people that I was really excited to be with. And the staff were really, really good to us, I do want to say. And there were a lot of opportunities that were lining up, and some that probably will never come to fruition, but that's okay. And sorry. And so we actually were initially supposed to debut a while ago, but things kept getting pushed back, which, you know, was understandable at first, but it kind of got a little frustrating with planning certain projects. And then I'm trying to gather my thoughts so I can give you guys a more transparent idea of what's happening, but also not get in legal trouble. But VShover also helped with my merch drop that I did after Moso Box with like the mugs and stuff. I also did not see that money, but I was so confident about my group working out that I sorry, it wasn't really about that, and I just, kind of said it'll be okay, it'll work out. And sorry.
It's what makes it worse is them saying sorry over and over again. They have nothing to be apologizing for. They didn't do anything wrong. Mint did nothing wrong. None of the girls did anything wrong. None of them did anything wrong. Just like on my thumbnail tonight. That's Henya. And people aren't going to like the fact that I use Henya the way I did. But I saw it and I just thought it's perfect. And also my little tea kettle went crying yesterday. And you don't make the tea kettle cry. And hearing them have to constantly apologize for anything, even if it's the crying or something like that, like, you have nothing to apologize for. None of you did anything wrong. The people that did the wrong is VShover. Everybody else did everything fine. Nobody else screwed up. So to come out here and say, no, we did wrong, we did bad, we're sorry. No, it was VShover that fucked up, not the talents, not the people that were coming on. They did nothing wrong. It was all the company that did the wrong.
So, I do want to say though that, please, obviously support all the talents. Everybody's kind of going through it. I'm sorry, I wasn't an outward facing talent, but I guess I was a talent for over a year now, I guess. But also, a lot of the staff are kind of, a lot of the former staff and a lot of people were really good people. A lot of them did not know about what was happening until very recently. And so our team that we were working with, they told us, they said, we want you to know what's going on. And it was a lot. And that's now kind of where we're at present day. Basically everything has, there was a lot of stuff that was being planned. And, I'm really sorry that, I don't have really anything for you guys anymore at the moment. But I can say my 3D 3D debut concert should still happen. And the JP staff were really, really amazing to help make that happen for me. And
what I keep hearing and what I'm deducing right now is the JP side was just objectively the superior side. Everybody over on the JP side, except for like a handful of people, like we've only really heard one bad thing from a JP person. They all seem to be like on top of the ball and really trying their hardest to make sure that the talents were actually like cared for and helped out with. So that has to make this even harder on most people. And when it comes to Mint, for example, when she worked over at Nietzsche, she had an opportunity to do something like really big, like a once in a lifetime thing that would have like made a whole lot, like a big splash in the community. And they told her no. They told her, nope, not going to do it. Then to go over to VShover, get like all this stuff with VShover, then just to hear, hey, we're making a big old plan just for them to then, back out last minute. That all that has to fucking hurt. And bad luck around for a lot of these people. going from Niji to this, that you just have to imagine how shitty they all must feel. Like how, quite literally, how duped they feel. Like they just had the worst of luck, and it's like none of this is your fault. You didn't know that the company was basically burning down around. You didn't know that, and a lot of people that did know that the company was always burning down had NDAs and couldn't speak up about it. And we'll get into some of those NDAs because one of them is just downright insane.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I didn't want to make this very long anyway. I just kind of wanted to get this off my chest so I can move forward. And I'm sorry for, sorry. I'm sorry for, causing this kind of trouble. And, you know, I like to just keep the vibes good on my channel, but I felt this was kind of important to bring up. And so, yeah, I just kind of wanted to, you know, I didn't want to drag this out, and I'm sorry also for bringing this up as well when there's already so many people coming out about things. And
well,
so
I
much.
mean, you had all the right to actually come out and speak about it. You were impacted, you were affected, you were a part of all this. You have all the right in the world to speak up and say something. The idea that you can't actually say something is insane. Oh, are we going to get more crying? No, we're not going to get more crying. We're going to get based and red pill tonight, Static.
Talk.
Well, I mean, she's crying, not me. And I don't cry. I sweat from the eyes. That's what I do.
But, thank you guys for being here for me, and I hope that you guys can give your support for everybody else as well. And, yeah, sorry. Okay, I think that's all I really needed to say. I hope that cleared some things up for you. And you know, it's really unfortunate that nobody knew how bad it was, except the people who knew how bad it was, and they were just kind of willing to let everyone else walk into a burning building. And
that has to hurt to hear, because obviously she has an animosity, but the problem, like, so many people were under NDAs and they couldn't say anything. So many people just couldn't say anything, and they couldn't warn people about just how bad of a burning building it was. And to hear her have to say that, like, she has all the right to say that as well, because she left a burning building for a building that looked like it was perfectly fine, but in reality, it was burning down all around her. She has the right to say that, but at the same time, like, all the talents were under NDAs. They were too scared to speak up. If they spoke up and said anything, they could get sued. Which, they can't get sued now. That's why they're all speaking up right now, because it's so fucked. So fucked.
You know, everybody that I worked with was really amazing.
Yes, that was a can. Shut up.
So I'm just really sad that it didn't, you know, have a chance to even see the light of day. But, yeah, sorry. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and, I will continue doing my best, and hopefully, you know, hopefully something will happen for me one day. We'll see.
Good things will happen your way. Good things will always come your way, but that's pretty much her video there. I do have some follow-up things, because we have this from Mint Phantom that came out 23rd, so today at about 12:14 a.m., because I believe this video was actually yesterday, yes, 21. So, I'm really embarrassed about everything. I'm really embarrassed about being so dramatic in my stream. You weren't that dramatic. But okay. Everything being fine to everything completely imploding happened within a matter of weeks, so it's been a lot I've been holding on to, and I'm sorry that I couldn't contain my feelings better when explaining. I'm even embarrassed I had to talk about this at all. You had nothing to be embarrassed of. You had nothing to feel ashamed of. You crying, you showing your emotions, you doing it, that is you being human. You did nothing wrong. I can't stress this enough. I know she's never going to watch my content. I know none of these girls will ever see me say this, but I can't get this through enough to enough people. None of the talents fucked up here. Not one of these talents fucked up. It was the company that fucked up. You did nothing wrong. Feeling embarrassed, you don't have to feel. You were being human in that moment. You were saying what needed to be said and what you've been holding on for a while, and yeah, there's still a whole lot more that needs to be said that people can't say right now due to legal proceedings. But nothing you are saying is wrong. You have nothing to feel embarrassed about, except if you're static and you're watching me right now. I'm sorry I had to take a shot. Girls with the avatars and voices modulators, how do you know it's a she and not a he? Most of these people are she's. Most of them are she's. Hey, Ariel, how you doing? Legatus, almost every time it's an actual guy, they'll admit that it's a guy. Most of these people are actually she's. And I have seen proof that they are more times than not a she. Plus, you can actually hear a voice modulator. If you don't think you can, you can. I'm not playing GTA, not watching you. I'm playing GTA, not watching you. Bullshit, you just responded to me, Static. Also, it looks like Matara said the same thing to her, Dermy. I do see that. You are valid and not embarrassing, my stinky. I love you. I'm very sorry, Mint, and you have every right to feel the way you do. Much love. That comes from Zendaya. Nobody should feel embarrassed about this. That's the part. I'm not like... When I say this, I'm not shaming the girls. I'm not trying to attack the girls. I'm not trying to do anything like that or anybody that's saying this. It does annoy me when they say sorry. It does annoy me when I'm hearing them say, oh, I'm embarrassed or anything like that. It's annoying because they have nothing to feel embarrassed or sorry about. They're not the ones at fault here. And that's what's annoying to me, is they're coming out apologizing for the action somebody else took. And that's what's really bothering me. Hey, Keely Chow, how you doing? But after this, oh wait, did I finish it? Yeah, oh, right here. I'm very embarrassed I had to talk about this at all. It's unfortunate timing that my 5-year anniversary is just a few days, but let's still celebrate and have fun. Just have fun. Just have fun. Make this shit situation into a good one. I won't haunt the internet tomorrow for my own mental. Aw. That's a good idea. Then we had Rima here. Oh, we watched the video. Rima has basically a rundown of everything. I already talked about that, but that was the Mint side of it. Dermy yelling at VTubers for being sorry. Dermy yelling at VTubers for being sorry. That's right. I am yelling at VTubers for saying sorry when it's not their fault. That's getting under my skin, and it shouldn't get under my skin, but it's getting under my skin, and because they did nothing wrong. None of them did anything wrong, and it bothers me that they feel like they have to come out here and apologize when they did nothing. And it shouldn't bother me. Like, they're just trying to do the right thing, but they did nothing wrong. And that's what bothers me so much about it. Is that they're taking blame. What would Mazza do to these VTubers? I don't want to know, Keely Chow. Don't bring that evil over here. Don't put that evil on them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mazza, stay over there in your fake country. I'm still shocked that Mazza even exists. Like, that's a thing. Leave my VTubers alone. The moment Mazza touches the VTubers, it's all over. It's all over. But we have I'm trying to figure out where to go from here because I have so much. Let's do... You know what? Before we get into NDAs or anything like that, why don't we actually talk about this? Because we're hearing a lot about people not getting paid. Guess what? It wasn't just... So with VShojo, it almost seems like they were on the way down ever since they lost Silver and Viabi. Yeah, it's been before that. We actually... Let's do this before that because we have Neanners. We have Neanners coming out here and saying some shit that... it is important, and I have a 9-minute video here, and I have some stuff to go over here, but we'll come over here to Neanners. That sounded bad. The moment Mazza touches VTubers. Yes, that does sound bad because that is bad. But we have Neanners. We have a clip from Neanners' stream because Neanners did a big old stream. A lot got revealed in this, and I have like a small 9-minute segment of here. Again, I'm gonna put at 1.5 speed. No, that's sleep time, not speed. 1.5 just so we can bust through out as much of these as possible. But Neanners, who was one of the founding members of VShojo, I don't know if she says it here. I hope she does. I heard some of the stuff. If not, I think I do have a breakdown. Yes, I do have a breakdown of it from Rima here. But we'll hit what's important here and relevant here, and then I'll bring up I'll bring this up and some of these other things that got said in case they don't hit it. But Neanders reacts to VShover situation. So we'll play this.
Talk to a lawyer. Hi, Neanders, long time lurker here and big fan of your stuff. I was confused when you left VShover, but boy, doesn't make sense now. I'm glad you're indie now. Thank you. And obviously, big, please send lots of support to
no, I did not, Ariel. I only got into VTubing like would have been a year and a half ago when Kirsch went on side scrollers.
everybody else who left. And the recent news, the wake of the recent news and everything. Yeah, sorry, I'm the shadow CEO of VShover, and let's just say there's a $500 million, $500,000 million thing with there might be something waiting for me in a private island somewhere. I gotta get out of here. Guys, sorry, no stream tomorrow. I gotta go manage some of my bank accounts. I gotta cover up some tracks. Oh shit, you guys, I can't believe this happened. By the way, I'm gonna be taking a short little vacation. I'll be back in a few months. Oh hey, Hina, I just wanted to say that tweet you made yesterday. I was laughing my ass off. It was a very sad laugh, but I was laughing my
It was a true laugh. Let's be fair here. What Hina tweeted out was facts.
ass off about that. Like the talent freedom advertisement thing, like that. It fucking killed me. Like it's, oh god, I didn't forget.
Remember, Connor went Ariel, I don't know if you heard this, but Connor went over how much those things cost. They're expensive. One of those pillars that Hina tweeted out cost $250,000. They did 4 for 7 days. A lot.
Neither did I, bro. Holy shit. Hina, you are so fucking based for that. Speaking of depressing shit, oh man, there's just so much that I want to talk about. I'll be real. There's so much that I've kept to myself for literally years. And I don't know, there's been a lot that's happened in the last 24 hours even. And I've seen like a lot of people coming forward, and I'm really, I don't know, I don't want to say proud. I don't want to say like that word because that kind of makes it feel condescending in a way. I don't mean it like that.
What? Oh, you're asking about what? Here, I'll go back a little bit just to see it. These right here. Connor, so Sea-Dog, you know, Iron Mouse's like best friend, he talked about how much one of these pillars cost. One pillar for 7 days is $250,000. You heard that right. $250,000 for 7 days. They did at least 4. At least 4. It went up drastically. And the reason I'm mentioning that price tag is because of just how much money they owed people. But I believe we were right about here, so we'll go back here.
I don't know, I don't want to say proud. I don't want to say like that word because that kind of makes it feel condescending in a way. I don't mean it like that at all. But I'm inspired. I'm inspired by them for coming forward. They're very brave. I'm a scared little bitch. And they, I wish them all the best. Like it actually, I am so unbelievably angry about just everything. Like the entire, everything, man. Like what the fuck? I'm not good at talking even during the best of times. You guys all know that. I'll do my best, and like I really don't want anything I say to be misconstrued in any way. Like that's my biggest fear. Like whenever I have to talk about anything remotely serious like this on stream, my butthole puckers up. You know, like me.
My butthole puckers up. Oh shit! I just said that. Fuck!
You almost fall off of a high place, and you get that like whoa. I start like shaking. Did you see what K-Son did with the Japanese manager? Yes, I actually saw that happen live because I woke up at 5 a.m. right on the dot when she went live with that. Because I couldn't fall back asleep because I was coughing so much. I was like, fuck, I might as well just see what's going on over in K-Son's stream. And that was actually unreal. Like she has the biggest balls of all time. That was incredible. Like she stood on
For the talents, my ass.
business and got the Japanese CEO to come on her stream, and she was just like grilling him about everything. And she just straight up told him that she quit. Like right to his face, and he was just like, hi. She is a legend. I've always like greatly respected her. She is iconic and like genuinely such a good person, and it pains me that after everything else she went through before the VShojo stuff even, she had to go through even more shit again.
Didn't they also have some VTubers be on the video screen in New York? I don't know if they did that, and I am curious how expensive that would be over in New York, mainly because I know Kirsch had some people do that over in New York for her birthday last year, not this year. So that is something I would be curious to know more about on how that pricing works out. Just because, screw it, I want to be a billboard on New York. Put me up there. Be like dumbass. Check them out at dermywormy.com.
Again, like after like putting her trust in these people, they fucked her over like that. Like that is insane to me. And she's so nice, dude. Like that. All these people that have been fucked over, they're so nice. Like that. I know, obviously, like. That's one of the worst parts. I can't really put it into words, but it just sucks. Like they put their trust in these people. We all did. We all like put our trust in them, believed in them, and like
everybody put their trust in them. So many people put their trust in them. I didn't think Kason didn't want to have to go through what happened with her in Hololive. I will say this: the difference between what's going on here versus what's going on in Hololive, like what happened at Hololive, is still fucked up. Like, what happened to her at Hololive was just fucking sucks. And that's one of those moments where you can be like, yeah, you know what? Hololive fucked up there. Royally fucked up there. Royally fucked up. Still think they're probably one of the best corpos out there, but they royally fucked up. And she left that, went over to VShojo, where she was a top talent at VShojo, but she pulled out her dragon, her bad dragon, and goes like, lick it, because she don't give a fuck. Kason is so fucking base, and it's awesome. For her birthday yearly being of Ina also had a New York screen time. Oh, can you see that?
There was a lot of problems, even like initially when I joined, but I still stayed with it because I was like, man, like I actually like believe in their mission.
Reminder, Niana, I'm going to go back a little bit. Niana was a founding member.
When I joined, but I still stayed with it because I was like, man, like I actually like believe in their mission. I believe in all of us. I want everything to be successful, you know? Like you feel like you're part of a family, so to speak, and you just want everybody to do well. You want the family to succeed. And just to have that trust broken in such a like completely the worst way possible, it's heartbreaking.
Oh shit!
It's fucking awful.
Give me a second, guys. I have to take a piss. Not an actual piss break, but I have to answer a phone call. So give me a second. Sorry about that. Again, I'm still the lead over at my job right now, so I have to answer phone calls when they pop up. And my night shift guys are, well, they're kind of flying solo, for lack of a better term. And I see what Cloud says. Listen, Cloud, bruh, you know exactly what I meant by what I said. Oh wait, Mataro just tweeted out. What did Mataro just tweet out? Anything relevant? Anything relevant? Ooh, fuck. Breaking. Iron Mouse just went live over on Twitch, and Yeet has this right here. I'm going to interrupt Niana just so we can hear what Iron Mouse says. Iron Mouse talks about her state of mind the past few days. I was just like, bedrodden. I wanna hear what she has to say real quick. I sent you the Ina thing in your Discord. Can you DM it to me on Discord, Ariel? Or DM it to me on Twitter. That's so much easier to for me to see it, just because of how oh, okay, you did DM it to me. Oh, well, nah. The difference there, though, Ina, is that's Hololive, so Hololive would have paid for that.
An emotional mess.
Am I gonna get copyrighted for her music? Mousy, are you gonna copyright me for reacting to what you have to say here? Please say no. Please, Mousy, I love you. Don't copyright me for your music. Mainly because I also really love it. Just please don't copyright me because your music right now is your background music. Give me a break. Please, give me a break.
An emotional mess. It's been a very difficult time for me. This is the longest...
Okay, I want to listen to her music. I'm trying to fight the urge to dance. Break
that I've ever taken from streaming since I started streaming a long time ago. OGs will know that when I first started streaming, I used to take breaks for like weeks, months at a time from being sick. And then after a while, when I started becoming stable, I would stream all the time and never take a break. And this is like the longest break I've ever taken.
She needed the break, to be honest. And Ariel says that was her fans that did that. Ina's fans. Jesus Christ, that has to be expensive over there.
You know. I have a few things I want to say before I move on to other fun stuff and happy stuff and, you know. You missed me. I missed you guys too.
I love you, Mousies.
I miss you guys too. I miss you guys so much. I was just like, I think for a few days I didn't even.
Shit, I'm really struggling not to dance right now. Every time her song comes on, I start bobbing a little bit just because it's so fucking catchy. I love her song.
Talk. I didn't even say a word. I was just like, you know, bed rotten. I wish I could say I was getting work done, but I was not. I have not been able to do anything.
To be fair, I think I think it's a-okay that she didn't get too much work done. If I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, like, Mousy needs some time off too. Mousy deserves time off from time to time. She works so hard. It's only right that Mousy gets some time off to just relax a little bit, even with all the shit that's going on right now. It makes so much more sense that she actually like takes time to herself. Wait, what? Wait, what is this? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Mama Oko, it's so real. It's not even sad. Like 60% of VTubers suddenly over the last week. Oh my god, VShover, I love the company. I will trust it with my life. I would kill to join. Please let me in. Please, please, please. I will do anything. Never liked the company. Always gave me a bad feeling in my gut. You know, wouldn't totally have rejected them. Would totally have rejected them if they offered a place for me. That's bullshit. I've seen so many people come out and basically say, yeah, we never liked it and we wouldn't have accepted it. A lot of people, when they do that, remember, if you saw Shy Lily's clip, or if you saw my stream yesterday when I'm tweeting out about, like, commenting on Shy Lily had a gut feeling about VShojo, but she still was proud and happy when other people joined them. Because here's the thing. That's called being a normal fucking human. Just because something doesn't work out for somebody else doesn't mean it's not going to work out for other people. Just because, hey, you know what, this was riddled with red flags, you know, I'm not for me, doesn't mean it's not okay for somebody else. The fact that people are acting like, oh my God, you guys always had a bad gut feeling. Why didn't you say anything sooner? You're bullshitting yourself. You're just trying to prove that you're right and you're trying to drama farm everything. Fuck off, you stupid brain rotting losers that don't know how to fucking think for yourselves. Losers! V-tweeters are losers. Like in the grand scheme of things, and I know I need to talk about Nana. I need to have not Nana. This is Nanners. Two different people. I need Nanners to talk. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm gonna put this into perspective for you. I'm gonna put this into real perspection. Okay? In the great rung of life, Alf Raid, shout out to Alf, and the great rungs of life, okay? You have people that are just degenerate loser scumbags, okay? Those people are above Cloud. Oh, not above Cloud. I said that wrong. I'm actually sorry, Cloud. I did not mean to say that. Those people are under Cloud. Cloud is above the true degenerate loser scumbags, okay? Cloud is actually, like, not a degenerate loser scumbag. Cloud is a decent guy in the grand scheme of things. Just quit telling us about your gooning habits. Okay? Cloud is actually a good dude. So I'm talking about this whole list, okay? Cloud is up here. Okay, and we bash on Cloud a lot. I know, Alf, I shouted you out, buddy. Alf Raid! But Cloud's up here. Okay. Then you got your degenerate loser scumbags. Then you got, like, Hassan. Then you got, like, actual terrorists. Then you got serial killers. Then you got pedos. And then you got V-tweeters. V-tweeters are the most unhinged, awful people on the face of the fucking earth. Mainly because, guess what? They're so online 24/7, they don't know how human interaction basically works. Cloud barely understands basic human interaction, but he's still at a higher rung on the grand ladder of all this nonsense over here that he understands basic human interaction. Jesus Christ, most V-tweeters wouldn't be able to figure out where their fucking head is. If their heads were detached, they wouldn't be able to figure the fuck out. I can't diss on V-tweeters enough because of just how awful they truly are. You don't tell me anything. Cloud, the moment I said check out Shy Lily, you found the not safe for work account even though I said no, and then you told us all that you were gonna goon to it. Shut up. Thank you for the backhanded compliment. It's the best I could do, buddy. Oh, back to this, though. Shout out again to Alf and all the Raiders. You guys are all awesome. Everybody that joined is so freaking awesome. I know this is VTuber stuff right now. It's not VTuber drama. This is an actual scandal. This is a serious fucking woo moment. There are actual legal movements going on right now, and a company's about to go bye-bye because they embezzled charity funds.
Like, I can't even believe the extent of everything. It's infuriating. I don't want to get, like, too heated or anything. I'm going to try to stay as level-headed as I can, but God, everything involved in this, it has been mind-numbing. Like, even, like, not even mentioning the recent thing that came out, you know, involving them stealing money from a charity and fucking over Iron Mouse. Like, even before all that shit, like, there was, like, so many things that were very angering and just very disappointing, so fucked up. Who the fuck steals from charity? Like, my expectations for them were very low. I will be real. I respectfully saying, no, fuck that, disrespectfully saying, my expectations for them were low when I left. And I, like, even back then I was like, I had some glimmer of hope that maybe they'd realize, like, oh man, we really fucked up. We really mismanaged things. We gotta turn things around and actually look out for the talent that we promised we'd take care of them. They promised us that they would look out for us and take care of us. But no, like, again and again, like, at every turn, I'm disappointed and, like, they just betrayed everybody. I can't even believe it. I can't even fucking fathom it. Literally, our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck. Yeah, it's cartoonish. It's cartoonishly evil. They didn't put you up in $1 million mansions. I mean, I'm sure some of them probably are. Like, not any of the talent, obviously, but maybe. I don't know. There's still, like, a lot that is just kind of, you know, shrouded in mystery. involved with a lot of that stuff because they purposely hide things and purposely, I don't know, they're not transparent about a lot. Twist their
I hope she gets into something that is very important, and I might bring up the next video if she gets into it. I know Rima's tweet actually does get into it, so we will address that there.
evil mustache, my charity money now, like for real. Yeah, some of us have mansions, but not due to any help from VShover. I'll say that from their like from their own fucking hard work. That's another thing. Like I hope that this just shows people that, and this isn't like a statement that all corporations are automatically bad, obviously, but the talent is what matters. It's the corporations will be nothing without the talent. They owe everything to the talent. You should like care more about the talent and if they're like being taken care of than like the interests of any company or corporation, you know? Because at the end of the day, like corporations, they're like an entity. They're a corporate entity, and their main goal, my main goal, is to make fucking money. And sometimes they'll stoop so fucking low to do whatever they can to make more money off of people and take advantage of people. Yeah, the talent is the company. The talent is the heart and soul and backbone of the company. I just like, I don't know. I just hope that in light of all this, like all this coming to light, more people will understand this, like in general, and like be less likely to.
If they go bankrupt, they probably won't have to pay the charity. Oh, we'll talk more about that because that is probably true, Ariel. We went over LM's fast facts yesterday, but yes, that is probably true because the charity is at the very bottom rung of all this. Yeah.
Fall victim to some of these shady ass tactics. And I'm not saying that in a way where it's like it's anybody's fault that they fell victim to it. I don't blame them at all. I did too. Like they can be convincing as fuck. Like the tactics that they use. And
remember, again, for those of you that weren't around for Shy Lily's video, Shy Lily talked about like everything that they offered. The only real reason Shy Lily backed away from them was because they didn't put their best foot forward to Shy Lily, who was at her top, like her peak popularity at the time. I think she's still very popular, and I think she's still growing, but they didn't put their best foot forward to get her. Like, they didn't back up the fucking truck of money for her. When you actually go over what they were offering, like, an general person, and, like, when Neanners... this is Neanners. God damn it, I have Nana, Banana, I have Neanners. There's so many Nias. Anyways, when Neanners here joined up, she was not in the same area as what Shy Lily was. So yeah, coming out here and speaking those sweet nothings to you, you're gonna sign on. It's gonna work for you. You don't have a gamer subs thing going on. You're not on all these other little things. They're gonna help you out. It makes sense.
Now that all this is out in the open, maybe they'll be less likely to be able to pull the wool over people's eyes and trick them in the shit and take advantage of them. I wonder if they can even leave easily. Their contracts are fucked up. There's a lot of people that are straight up just quitting, right? Like I saw a lot of people just announce that they're leaving as of today or yesterday. The case on quit. Yeah, the company is done and all the contracts matter. Yeah, I think the contracts are voided at this point. Or at least I hope they are. Wait, hold on, I gotta cough. The cutoff cough is too funny, I'm sorry. Yeah, surely. I'm so sorry, I didn't want to cough and sound disgusting. Sorry.
Anyways, oh, no, stop. Listen, I love you, Rosa Belmu. I love you. But you're not important at this point in time, okay? But following that, they didn't get into the part that I wanted. So I have this from Rima that actually hits some of the more important aspects. Why do they always talk so fast? I actually have them at 1.5 speed right now, buddy. So I do have them actually, I turn them up. And if you guys think they're fast right now, I usually listen to some people at like 2 times speed. So listen, I understand Adam having issues listening to them, mainly because he's just so old and you have to really speak up to get through his ears. But I mean, normal people can actually understand them, Adam. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Okay. But anyways, I have this from Rima. At the time she left VShover, owed Nianas the equivalent of a Mercedes S-Class. That's the most important. So when she left, they owed her amount a Mercedes S-Class amount. That's a very specific number right there because that is anywhere from $170,000. Okay, and I think I had it somewhere else. Was it here? Yes, right here. $117,000 to $186,000. That's a lot of monies right there. That's a lot of moolah. Jeremy owes me money, lol. No, I don't, Cloud. Fuck off. what else do we have? She was, oh yeah, this is also important. There was a stream in which she got swatted when she was doing a entire, like a sponsored moment, okay? She was doing a sponsored stream, and I'm going to zoom this in just so you guys can see it a little bit better. She was doing a sponsored stream. The officers that approached her said, hey, don't react to it. Just keep going on as normal. And she was like saying, hey, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get paid. No matter what, I'm going to get paid. They didn't pay her. VShover didn't pay her when she got swatted for that sponsored stream. She still has nightmares about the swatting incident. She said she kept telling herself, at least I will get paid. We went over that. She would ask for it. They claimed they didn't have her payment info, but had literally sent her a payment 2 weeks prior. After leaving VShover, she made more in a few months than she did in a year with them, partially because they hadn't been paying her properly. VShover had an expired business license at the time of her and V's departure, which was one of the key factors that allowed them to exit the company. Expired business license. Thank God I don't need one of those. Thank the Lord. She was discouraged from having a lawyer review her contract. When she did, it was used against her. Wow, she's so heartless. She's talking to us through a lawyer. Well, that's important. You should always have your lawyer review a contract. And if they're going to diss you for having a lawyer look over the contract, run! Run like the wind. Run, Forrest, run. If any company says, don't have a lawyer look over your contract, run the fuck the other direction. That shouldn't be rocket science there. Anybody should do that. Again, if I ever get posted an actual contract to join any organization, any company, any group, or anything like that, I'm going straight to a lawyer and I'm spending all the money I need to have them look that contract over and get me the best goddamn deal. Fuck it. I'll do that shit. After leaving, remaining talents were told they were troublemakers or outright lied to. She says she was painted in an unsavory light, and that's actually true. For the longest time, a lot of people, myself included, who came into a lot of this late and then I learned about Neanners before like VTubing, and I just listened to what was coming out and was like, I don't like this chick. I'm going in another direction. Now it comes out that there's a good chance that was all paid marketing and paid propaganda being pushed out there by VShover, and she wasn't actually like that. She was a completely different individual, but because of this whole marketing that was going on, that everybody was saying she was just a awful person to work alongside, she was a drama freak, she was all this shit. It looks like all that was wrong, and the reason I bring this up is because that's a similar thing that happened to Nux Taku. After this, Nux, I don't think I have his proper video pulled up, but somebody has a video breakdown somewhere. I wasn't able to find it. Nux thinks that this exact same thing happened to him. That VShover has been playing these little games all over the place, and nobody at VShover, none of the actual staff members or company individuals ever told the girls what was actually happening with him. Not one. And apparently Zentrea has come out and apologized to Nux Taku for the way she treated her, and she felt awful because she didn't know the truth. Yeah, that's how a company is supposed to act right there, right? After leaving, I already went over that one. Vey was under an NDA that blocked her from talking to the others, isolating her and preventing discussion. Vey in chat adds, part of the company's terms for her exit was announcing her and Silver's departure at the same time to avoid panic. She says this was done to make it seem like they were leaving as friends, even though the decision was individual and they hadn't spoken about it. Vey in chat, with how long it took them to pay me back with my lawyer pestering them 24/7 about it, I bet they used other talents' sponsor money for it, like getting a loan to pay for a loan. Vey in chat adds, they didn't get paid for sponsors from 2021 to 2023, and the VShover fans pushed a false narrative that they were greedy or left because of boyfriends. That's the whole thing. I don't even think that was VShojo fans. I don't. I think that was VShojo themselves. I think they bought a marketing company. I think they ran around and they started making it seem like they were VShojo fans. I think the truth of the matter was VShojo played dirty games and treated everybody like shit for the longest amount of time. Reminder, VShojo was established in 2020. Y'all didn't get paid for 2021 or 2023. Y'all fucked. Nanner says her lawyer was audibly horrified during the contract call, sighing and saying some of this is ridiculous. On the topic of corporations, some corporations encourage or even astroturf false narratives to protect their image, and I legitimately think VShojo actually did that. I think they astroturfed this. I think they astroturfed a lot of stuff. I think they've been playing this long con game, and I think that goes to where a lot of the money that they allegedly had from venture capitalists and everything like that went. We're a good company. We're here for the talents. In reality, it was all an astroturf bullshit lie the entire time. On the Iron Mouse charity fund, who steals from charity? This we already heard. Mouse was always wanted VShojo to deceive. We heard that. Payne, ex-staff gets good praise. Nanners felt bad. Some staff thought she disliked her after leaving. VShojo owes everything to the talents. That's also true. We went over that. She wanted to leave before her contract was up, but wasn't allowed to say anything. It sucks. We all put our trust in these people who believed in them. We went over that. Faye was the first to say we need a lawyer. A lot of this we already went over, but oh, they also ranted about IRL stuff and how IRL streaming was super hard. There's like a lot in there in the actual full stream that went out by Neanners that really paints a whole new picture on a lot of situations. And the Nux situation. Anybody that goes over the Nux situation goes like, this makes no sense. So many people came out against Nux that worked for VShojo and VShojo talents treated Nux like shit. Okay? But now it's starting to really look like VShojo, the staff, the company itself, misled the talents, lied to the talents, treated the talents like shit, and then astroturfed a bunch of shit to protect their own image. I think there's a lot of astroturfing going on right there, and I think they paid for a lot of bots. A lot of bots. Because I don't see how anything else about this makes any sense. But we also have this. I'm so sorry I'm still sick, so I gotta take today's stream off, but I wanted to express how thankful I am to everyone for all the support, not just for me, but for everyone who's had to deal with this painful situation. It's heartbreaking. They had to go through so much undue stress caused by the people they trusted in. I wish them all the best, and I know they'll go on to keep doing amazing things and have many bright opportunities awaiting them. It was scary, but I'm immensely grateful and relieved to have finally been able to speak out about a lot of that that has weighed on me for the past 2 years. It was an incredibly difficult time for me that left me feeling so isolated and mentally burnt out for a long while. I know many of others have felt the same way, and my heart goes out to them. To be met with the overwhelming amount of understanding and support from everyone when I thought I'd never be able to talk about this or have any kind of closure has helped me so much. Thank you for hearing me out and being so chill. It means the world to me. It's been an awful time for a lot of people, to say the least, but I hope that on the bright side of things, all this coming to light can create meaningful change going forward. Seeing the VTuber community come together like this to lift each other up has been so nice to see. Please send the former VShojo talent and everyone affected by this all the love you can. And please donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thank you guys for everything, and let's look forward to a way more fun. Let's look forward to way more fun times in the future. I agree. You're back from the Gulge, comrade. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Question on the VTuber models. Does VShojo not own the models? No, VShojo doesn't own any of those IPs. The IPs are held by the staff, which is actually going to work against them because guess what? When it goes to bankruptcy, fun fact, doesn't matter. Fun fact, VShojo got shit on their names. VShojo doesn't have the capability to actually, you know, do a whole lot because all the IPs are owned by the talents themselves. So guess what? They can't sell off models to help, well, their debt, so they're fucked. Anything else I need to catch up on? But that's also like that was also an appealing quality to VShojo, Ariel. You own your IP. So Henya, I think is a good example. Same with Kason. Kason is also a good example. But Henya at one point in time was Pick-a-me. Pick-a-me, yeah, everybody knows the Pick-a-me situation. Everybody knows what was going on with Pick-a-me. Okay? But Pick-a-me is now Henya. Pick-a-me will continue, oh, not Pick-a-me. Henya will continue to be Henya now because she was Pick-a-me for a different company altogether. Now she's going to be Henya all on her own. Lonesome. Well, she's not alone. She has everybody backing her. Henya will still be Henya. Same with Kason. Kason at one point in time was Kiria Coco. Kiria Coco was a part of Hololive. When they kicked Kiria Coco to the curb, well, you got Kason back. You got Kason going around doing stuff. Now Kason leaving VShojo will still be Kason. Iron Mouse will still be Iron Mouse. All the talents that are leaving are still going to be said talents. Hey, Captain Have Fun. Always nice to see you, Dermy. Oh, well, thank you so much. Always nice to see the chat. Always nice to see the chat. But that was the Niana stuff. I do have, I think, Nux's video pulled up. I don't... Like, I could go through Nux's video. I could. Mainly because... But I think I hit, like, the relevant parts in Nux's video. And I also don't know if I have the correct video pulled up from Nux. So I don't want to go over that. Actually, I don't have Nux's video pulled up. Thank the Lord! Mainly because I still don't know if I have the correct one. And I'm trying to see if I can find the important and relevant stuff. By the way, when I hop over to the actual charity right now, it is sitting at $1,095,000! Woo! Let's up those numbers! Get them bigger, better, push it out like none that you have ever seen before. Okay? I want those numbers skyrocketing. What do we have up here? So also, may be better for them to stay independent instead of joining another group. It could be, depends. Like most of the girls that worked for VShojo or most of the VShojo talents, I do have some information from like Kuro's stuff. Kuro put out actually here, we'll go Kuro. I don't think I have all of Kuro's things. And I don't want to go through Kuro's 2-hour stream on my stream. I don't. But the relevant stuff for like Kuro's content was he already has a new merch person. He already has a bunch of stuff going down. He's already like all on his own and doing a whole lot of stuff. So it really just depends on their standing. Right now, most of the VShojo people, let's be real fair here, they are loved by a whole lot of people. They're going to do just fine. This isn't like a little group of people. They don't need to go to another Corbo or anything like that. They're established. They're already building up their own networks. They're going to be just fine. And being indie is going to work out just well for them. OMB says, I think we should clear it for the Twitch chat that IPs were not created by VShojo, so they have no rights on the IP, and the ones they created, they gave the rights away, and VShojo has no property rights. That is true. That's also true, Cloud. Nobody can bully our teapot. We smashed the 1 million. Let's go for the 2 million before the end of July. I agree. Let's go. Let's hit 2 million, ladies and gentlemen. 1 million 3 days. Can we hit it? I think we can. But like when it comes to Kuro basically just went on this whole thing. Like he's been getting fucked over for a long time. And I have some of the stuff pulled up because I don't want to go over all of Kuro's stream. Let's sit over here. I fucked that up drastically, but we got over here. This is some of Kuro stuff. I'm not going to play his clip, but you guys remember when I debuted in 2023, I sold a bunch of merch and the shirt acrylic stand. I debuted in 2023, so I got paid for that in June 11th this year. He debuted in 2023 and then got paid in June of this year. Make that make sense. By the way, he also did clarify some stuff. Unlike Mousie's situation, a lot of the girls were actually getting paid, but like when it comes to their revenue altogether, okay? VShover wasn't paying them. Most of their revenue came from things like Twitch or YouTube or things like that. YouTube and Twitch still paid out directly to them. Sponsors and things like that was managed by VShover. VShover never paid out that kind of stuff. So that is an important distinction. So when a lot of the girls come out and say, hey, we weren't paid, they were paid via YouTube and Twitch, not via VShover. So they were getting like a living wage. They did have the ability to, you know, do stuff. They just weren't getting paid some of the money they were owed. That is an important distinction. The only people that are like, the only one that is truly like separated from a lot of this happens to be Mousie. That's the only one that's a little bit more separated from this. The rest of them, when they talk about, hey, we weren't paid this, we are owed a significant amount of money, they're mainly talking about like merch deals and some of the other stuff that is important that VShover manages for them. That is something that even I got wrong. I'm sorry, a lot of people got wrong. Kuro does clear that up, which is super important. We also have, let me get this right from here. I have some other bullet points. Their contracts were, their contract was better. Their contract was better. I can't even read this. Their contract was better I've ever had, and I stand by that. But if you can't provide what the contract said, it's just words. Once I found out about the charity thing, I immediately went, I'm out. I was supposed to get my termination contract before. It actually took him a while to get the termination contract too. Again, a lot of this came out within his 2-hour stream that we're not going to go over. But we also have this from Kuro, which this was yesterday. He streamed early today, I want to say. So yeah, but this is yesterday. I didn't want to say anything until it was finalized, but since people keep making assumptions, no, I'm not staying here. I've already submitted a leave contract and had the meeting 11 days ago. The only reason I still have the VShover brand logo on here still is because they have to remove it themselves. As an associate, you can not remove it yourself. Same with every other member. In any case, I'm just waiting for the contract to be fulfilled and done, but I guess I'm indie now, lol. By the way, he also teamed up with Uwu Market. That's why he has the Uwu Market thing right there. So yeah, he's now an affiliate over at Uwu Market. But that was Kura right there. Got that one out the way. In my opinion, you should only join VTuber Corpo companies as a newbie for a contract of no more than 3 years. That way you can grow a fan base, then go indie, since you would be established to take the hit. I don't fully disagree there. Don't fully disagree. I said it last night, I'll say it again. It really just depends on your current situation, your current status. Can you afford to do it, or do you want to do it? Like with Shy Lily, they didn't back up that truckload of money, so they didn't get Shy Lily. If Shy Lily was not as established, wasn't connected with all these other organizations at the time, would she have taken it? Probably. It really just depends on those like really minute details that are super important. By the way, I completely forgot to change out my glasses, and you can see a lot of the reflections more so than normal, and it has been bothering me mainly because these glasses are shit and they're my work glasses, but I came straight here after work. Following the Kuro stuff though, I do want to hit some of these things. Let's go Giga, and we'll watch some of Giga's content. It's a 20-minute video. Again, I'm gonna bump it up to 1.5 just so we could try to bust through out as much of this stuff as possible, because I don't want to be doing this again tomorrow. The only way I will be doing this again tomorrow is if there's more content, and the sad thing is there's more content. There's always more content. There's always more coming out. But there's a lot I still need to get through, and I'm trying to go as fast as humanly possible. But we're here on Giga. Giga actually put this out 2 days ago. I have yet to hit it. I wanted to hit it yesterday, but we're back here. So Giga, take it away, lady.
Speak. That's why I need to take a minute just to make sure we're good. You're confused? Yeah, no, I'll update you guys. No, Mouse messaged me to let me know that she had posted a video and everything, just to like make sure that I knew it was posted. I'm good. We're fine. I'm actually incredibly relieved, is what I'll say. I'm relieved and glad. But that's just from my end, because my perspective is going to be very different from yours. I know you guys are out of the loop. I'm about to explain it. just like sit for a second.
Well, yeah, we're all out of the loop. You were in the loop. You know what's going on here. But I do believe she says what part of the reason she left, and I do believe she also was owed money. I could be wrong there, but we'll get to
Okay,
this.
so hold on, where's my button? All right. So Mouse has just announced that she's left VShover. Yeah, I knew she was working on it and all that. So this is not like a sudden piece of news for me, but it will be for you guys. You guys know I have already left. I left on, June 27th, so I've been gone for a couple weeks. Don't post anything that she said in the chat. I'm going to say it, because I want to make sure details are right. Okay, all right.
Man, that was June 27th that she left. That doesn't feel, it doesn't feel that long ago. I mean, it feels longer. Almost every girl, like Zentreya, Giga, Mataro, that all feels long time ago. Mataro left around the same time as even Kura. That all feels ancient at this point in time. And it's the end of July already, guys. Jesus Christ.
So I'll just echo it. So there are a lot of things that have gone on in the background. I'm going to turn alerts off, by the way, real quick, just before I forget. There we go. There have been a lot of things that have gone on in the background that I have been completely unable to talk about, completely unable to say. I wanted to, but that's been, like, legally just not a thing I should do. So finally, someone who is able to say those things has said them, and it's good. There is a lot more. Absolutely, there's a lot to be said, but that is what can be said at this moment in time, especially because it's stuff that pertains to Mouse in particular, you know, so it's her situation that she can speak on. I'll just echo some of the stuff that she said in her video, but she posted a video on YouTube on it if you want to see. She feels very misled on a lot of things and has been misled. I will add, I felt this way as well. Absolutely. I did also see a lot of writing on the wall of a lot of things, but until I felt I had solid reasoning to say this is true, I didn't want to move on anything, obviously. And then over time, I found out that certain things were in fact true, and I went, oh no, and decided to leave. All right. So nothing, every decision gets made for.
By the way, which is what most people do. Most people are admitting, hey, we heard some rumors we didn't know for sure. Oh, we found out for sure. Okay, bye, bitch. That's how most of this is actually going down. A lot of people were being screwed over, and yeah, I feel for them. More companies need to be like Hololive or fucking Phase Connect. How hard is that to actually be like Hololive or Phase Connect? That feels like a nut. That doesn't feel like it should be that hard, but apparently it is hard for a lot of other companies to actually be like those two companies.
Really good reason. And I know I initially made a video saying I was leaving, and I tried to say really hard, really clearly, hey, this is just a small piece of what I can talk about. There are other reasons, but these are just the things I can say. I absolutely meant it when I said there's other stuff, other reasoning that I can't say, and that is, you know, this is some of it. This is some. Again, the word some. This is some of it. So I just feel really relieved
Owen.
because it's not 100%. Stuff that I can say. The TLDR for some of the stuff that Mouse has revealed today, that is stuff that I've been absolutely disgusted by for some time. She is owed a significant amount of funds that she hasn't been paid. Okay, this is what she's revealing. I'm not going to talk about anyone else's situations. I'm just going to say this because this is what she's already said, and I don't want to out anything that I can't out, you know. But she's owed a significant amount of money.
A lot of people have said they're owed a significant amount of money, and I know some of this is retrospection. I will fully admit that, because this was a two-day old video. There's a lot that's come out since then. A lot of people were owed money.
IDF, the charity, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, that she always works with, and that I say we because we all did, plus her especially, however, her being the number one, have always fundraised for. There's a lot of funds that were held on her behalf for events that she did that she found out were not paid. The IDF is currently owed over $500,000 that should have been paid to them. That wasn't.
And we've already raised more than that money, and we can keep going more.
And I didn't know that, and she didn't know that. I don't think any of us knew that until recently. So I can't begin to describe how that feels, knowing that we've tried. I mean, charity was always a really big thing for us. And I say us because, yes, it's about all of us, but I feel like this is really especially about Mouse, you know? But I can't begin to tell you how it feels to be like, yeah, this is like our thing. We love doing this. And then to find out that I had no idea. No fucking clue. And I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And I really don't have words for it. I really don't even know what to say about it. It's something that's so incredibly personal as well. Like, I'll speak from my perspective. One of my best friends, one of the people I care about the most in this world, is someone who has a horrific medical condition that she really can't do anything about, and has dedicated so much of her life, all of her time, toward making sure that she can fundraise for a foundation that tries to maybe find answers, that tries to maybe support people in whatever way they can, right? This is a big deal to a lot of us, her especially, okay? And then finding out that a large amount of the money that our community gave to, with the knowledge, apparently, that it was going to go to this foundation because it's for charity. Finding out that that was not, then, not all of it, some, a big, but a really big sum, was not given to that charity is absolutely fucking insane.
Let's be real fair here. If if they just weren't paying out talent, they'd be still having to go bankrupt, and a lot of people would have finally spoke out. But the real kicker is the charity. It's always the charity, chat. Everybody that's watching right now, everybody that's listening, everybody that's engaging, it's always the charity. You don't get funny with the charity money. I don't know how many fucking people need to be told this. We have seen it time and time again. You don't do that. You do that, you're done for. Don't get funny with the charity money. Simple enough. The fact that we have to go over this so many times is mind-boggling. Legitimately, who the thought that it would be a good idea that after things like fucking I just had it, why am I Creator Clash 2, The Completionist, who the fuck thought it would be a smart idea to get funny with the fucking charity money? Don't matter how desperate you are for funding, you don't get funny with that money.
And I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do, right? What can you even do about that? That's crazy. And I wish I could say like more, but I don't even have words. I don't even have words on it. And it's one of those things that if I knew there was some sort of issue, maybe I could have done something, right? Like maybe we could have worked on it, but we just thought it was paid, you know? So I don't even know. I'm not going to point any specific finger. Something I ask is that you don't point specific fingers at specific people if they're not being directly mentioned or anything like that. All we can do is...
I'll point fingers. 100% it was the CEO. And we'll go and get into a comment that I make about there. Since they took money from the charity funds, it seems there definitely a large amount of embezzlement and funds directed elsewhere. I'm willing to bet a lot of this is just due to mismanagement and neglect and the incapability to actually function a company at all. I think that's the reality there. I don't think it is anything super nefarious. It's just that they're all retarded.
Address it as, the company as a whole or anything like that, But yeah, that's I just want to say that much. Like, there you go. But, I'll just say like there's a reason that when I left, I was like, I'm going to miss my manager, right? And I love my members. Like there's a reason. Okay? That's really what it is. Yeah, it's a big bomb. There's more that needs to be given time before she can say more, before we can say more. There might be some things that I don't know if we'll get to speak on. I really don't know. I really don't know. And everything is unfolding. And if anyone has seemed a little busy from our group, if anyone has seemed a little, they're not streaming a little bit as much or something like that, just know that there's reasoning for that. And
the thing that she just said there is, it is getting to me. I'm going to look something up real quick. I'm going to look something. I'm looking up Matara right now. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at this and I see I see Mori Calliope doing something with the myth people, and it's like, God damn, I want to watch that right now. I want to watch Mori Calliope. Matara Khan. Did I say that right? No, that is the wrong name. Let's go over here. Let's go X. Let's go grab her, how to properly spell her name from X. Did I say smell? No, I said spell. Matara Khan. That's with a K. Matara Khan. And the reason I'm doing this, chat, is because Matara, she liked to go around saying that she was the bug auntie. She was the roach auntie. Okay? That was something really important to her. And I'm looking this up. You have a channel. I don't want the VShojo. I just want Matara Khan. He does have a channel. And I'm looking this up for a very specific reason. 9 days ago, I go home. Come over here. Videos. 9 days ago was her last upload. 11 days ago, all this stuff. Matara. Okay? And the reason I'm looking at this, okay, and she doesn't go live oftentimes, I believe, on... Oh, she does do stream. Sub. All. The reason I'm bringing this up is because this to me, this would be somebody I would 100% believe would be speaking up right now. There's no way in my mind I wouldn't imagine Matara coming out here and saying something on the situation. All I've seen is Matara tweet. I haven't seen Matara do many streams, put out much content. I can come over here. I don't follow her on Twitch. If I open up her Twitch right now. Let me open up her Twitch right now. When was the last time she streamed? The last time she streamed 23 days ago, 25 days ago. No, that's what she has up right now. Check her schedule. Yeah, her schedule is empty right now. When was the last time she streamed on Twitch? I don't see anything. It's been a while since she would have streamed on Twitch. Okay. Okay, so she hasn't streamed for a while. She hasn't put out a whole lot of content for a while. If I even come over here to some of her other things that she probably would have put out 8 hours ago. These are just like her clips channels and stuff like that. The reason I'm pointing this out, Matara would comment. She's the roach auntie. She cared a lot about these girls. All I've been seeing is a tweet here or there. Like, she's responding to almost every single tweet. She's making a lot of buzz on Twitter. She hasn't made her own statement on the matter or come out and talked about it. I'm bringing that up because I think Giga's kind of pointing out, hey, there's other people that need to say something and they're getting their ducks in a row. I think when Matara finally comes out and says something, it's going to be groundbreaking. I'm going to legitimately say that. Because there was a comment, and I wish I would have bookmarked it and saved it. There was a comment made by Matara when she was announcing her graduation. And she said, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but she said, I'm owning up and taking responsibility for my own actions. That's something very important to me, is taking responsibility. I caused this. I'm now leaving because of the things I did. These are caused by my actions. That's why I'm leaving. Those were important words. Those were words that rang out of my head the entire time. And a lot of people said, well, it was the contract. It was this. It was this. Nobody understood why she was leaving. I'm now sitting here looking at this and thinking she was the whistleblower within the company. She said something that needed to be said. And because she said something that needed to be said behind the scenes, that's why this is all coming out now. That's what I'm willing to believe right now. And I'm willing to bet when Matara comes out, it is going to be groundbreaking. I really wish I fucking saved that clip. I wish I could hunt it down because that was such an interesting clip. Not a whole lot of people mentioned that, played that clip or reacted to that clip because it was so weird. Seeing her say that she's forced to leave because of her own actions and these are the consequences of her own actions and she's accepting them. That is something that you don't often hear. Like with girl leaving fucking Hololive, a lot of people think that's just because myself included, growing apart. Some people think it's more malicious, but it's pretty self-explanatory, just growing apart, going two separate directions. Same with Nami. Mume is a little bit more complicated, but a lot of times it's, hey, they disagree here, we grew apart, bye. The comment of, these are the consequences of my own actions, is the most important thing to me right there. And it really makes me want to dig deeper into that. And I think it has something to do with everything that's getting revealed right now. I know that's me speculating. I know, hardcore, that's me speculating like crazy right now. But we haven't seen a video. We haven't done anything. I think she's a trigger aspect of a lot of this. And I'm not trying to be, drama guy, thinking too deep. I'm just saying, reason to deductive reasoning leads me to believe this. I could be incredibly wrong, and it could just be, yeah, I took a shit on his desk. That could literally be it. It could just be, hey, I violated a contract. Yeah, it could be that. Who knows what it is? I'm just saying my deductive reasoning is leading me down that particular path.
They may not be able to talk about it, But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know. I don't want to assume anyone's capable of such things. Me neither. Me neither. This all has been really so incredibly shocking to find out, and it sucks because each time I find out a new thing relating to this or similar, I'm not even surprised anymore. It's shocking, yet I could picture it, which is horrible. The fact that I can picture that is horrible, So I'm just yeah. I would like to say more. I just don't want to say anything outside of what she said here. legally, you know, people could get themselves in weird situations depending on what they say. So I think the best a lot of us are going to be able to do is just echo things that are already said, and that's kind of it, you know. I would love to. I would love to, man. I really would, but I have to be careful, obviously.
I don't think they have to be careful too much longer. I don't think they have to be careful just too much longer because there's a lot going on. Damn, you be fast on the spammer. Oh, I 100. Bro, I got real good at kicking out those spammers.
But yeah, as of right now, Mouse is independent as well. And I'm relieved. Like I said, when I started talking about this, I'm really relieved. I am, because this is stuff that I was like, I sure wish I could say this, but, you know, not really the person to do it, for sure. I'm relieved because I would love to sit here. This whole time I've been thinking for months, like I would love to sit here and just be like, yep, that happened. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? And we're still figuring out a lot about the situation. So
Cloud, if you take a shit on my desk, I'm burning it with you on it in Minecraft.
Please don't bother anyone asking for details because there's a lot that is not fully sorted out yet. You know, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I just feel bad for her because like her main thing was putting trust into people to help her and getting promised up and down, you know, yeah, we're here to help you. And
has all the VTubers that are part of these big businesses are going back and looking at contracts and possibly leaving these big VTuber companies? I think in some regards, yes. I also think in some regards, no, because I want to always point out Phase Connect. I think I've only heard of maybe a member graduating from Phase. Not a whole lot of them have. And Pippa even came out because somebody made a really bad joke, like a really bad joke. I can't remember his name, but I've seen him go around a few times. But Pippa came out and said like, "Hey, this is shit." She made a comment on the situation, but she mainly commented on the joke. Pippa's not leaving Phase, obviously. There's a lot of people over at Phase that aren't leaving. Phase is still growing. I think Phase has good contracts more than likely, and I think they're not wanting to leave. I think they're just fine right now, and I don't think they're re-looking at their contracts. And I think that's something to actually take into account. Like, how does Phase offer contracts to their people, and how are Phase talents reacting to this? Hololive, how are Hololife's talents reacting, and what are they doing right now? Yes, we've seen several individuals leave Hololive in the past couple of months and this year. But at the same time, I think that's mainly because when it comes to Hololive, I think Hololive is doing a restructuring. I think they're kind of moving in a different direction, and not saying they're weeding out people, but I mean like people are just growing differently. And I think that's why they left. When it came to Nimi, for example, Nimi announced she's getting married. Woohoo! Yay, Nimi! Tapier fans are most affected. That's an example of, hey, they obviously wanted her to do a whole lot more. She wanted to go a different direction in her life. She's now getting married. Being married and being an idol don't really work hand in hand together. So now they're here. That's some things that are going to be going on right there. They might have non-competition clauses, possibly, but at the same time, a lot of people, they might just be happy. The corpo probably works out for them. That's why I'm like saying it really just depends on who you are. Since there's no smoke in other corpos for now, I don't think there's any fire. I think the only there's smoke in other corpos. Don't get me wrong. Niji, for example, there's plenty of smoke over there. But when you think of like some of the big corpos that are still standing around, there might be smoke here or there, but for the most part, like Phase Connect, Hololive, Hololive might have a little bit of a smoke here or there, but I really think it's self-explanatory. I think that smoke is more like, hey, hey, we actually just lit a kitchen on fire for a little bit. It's not that bad, and we put it out. Over at Phase Connect, that place is always burning, but that's because they left Pippa alone, Pippa and 10 Mile alone with matches. That's the reality over there. Okay. Sorry for taking shots at Pippa and Tenma. It's just like, yeah, they're burning because, well, they left them alone. They looked away for 5 seconds. That's just chaos over there. But when it goes to like VShover, that's something else. Niji is a whole California fires. Yeah. And fucking VShover turned out to be Pompeii.
We want to do things for you, and we want to work together, etc. And then having a situation like this happen, it's not just the charity money. She herself as well is owed a ton of money just on her own end, not even related to that. You know, to find out that all of this is happening is just it's really tough for her. It's tough for all of us, but it's really tough for her. Besides her, yes, she also mentions, you know, there's a lot of other stuff that's going on that is just, you know, we're figuring out, and you know,
Pippa's a hurricane personified. I think you're being a little too nice to her. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Pippa is chaos incarnate, and I love it.
We'll see how it all pans out. That's all. Am I owed any money? I can't talk too much on anything other than, look, anyone who hasn't gotten their legal situation figured out is still figuring stuff out. Okay. I'm not gonna make any crazy claims of anything. For me, I've talked a bit on stream about what I can say. I've done everything I can to make sure I end up in the best position possible, I guess. There will absolutely be some things that just won't work out the way I want or the way I'd like. There will absolutely be things that I will do instead. I'll tell you right now, like, one of the reasons I've mentioned the merch several times is because I've thought about, like, well, no matter what happens, maybe I can at least, like, send a truck and pick up stock that I had or something, you know? Right? Like...
This is Giga. And I think we're pretty much coming to an end of it. I think we pretty much got what we needed to get out of this. She's kind of just talking about how she's moving. She's pretty much come to terms with it all. I've also completely forgot about that, what was being said there, but we got that. What I do want to hit though, and I missed these yesterday. I wanted to hit these yesterday, but this is some other things. Like it wasn't just talents that weren't being paid. Okay, it wasn't just talents. We also got people that were working for the company, that like artists and individuals like that were struggling. So we have Starlight right here. She was quote tweeting somebody else, but I don't have that quote tweet anymore. But nowhere near what Mouse is going through. But for the past year, VShover has been habitually late in paying me for commissions, sometimes leaving thousands of dollars of my invoice unpaid for months at a time. I try to be patient, but knowing they were stealing charity money from Mousy while this was all happening makes me sick to my stomach. For clarification, I'm fully paid as a present. Thanks in large part to the talents and their immediate managers. I am, however, hearing that there are people who have still not been paid properly, such as Shiori Beats, which we will talk about her next, and others, so please give them your support. We also got Shiori Beats right here. I have thousands of dollars of unpaid work from them too. Had to chase people down just to make sure my friends got paid. They even hired some to help with music stuff, but I ended up managing everything while they got paid. There was another person that came out and said, like, when they worked directly with the talents, they got paid. When they worked through the company, they struggled to get paid. Because of this, you've had individuals like Iron Mouse come out and say, hey, because we're hearing this, if you guys haven't been paid, come talk to me, come talk to my manager over here, help out as much as possible. You have Zentreya saying the same thing. In all seriousness, I know VShover had times where they would take forever to process payments out to artists when they worked with me, if the payments was through VShover and not me. I just want to make sure if you were one you were paid, contact me or on what project. I'm sorry. And Michi said it as well. In light of more news, if you're an artist that has worked with me under VSG or VShover and haven't gotten paid yet, please reach out to me or to Maiko. I'm super sorry for a whole mess, QQ, but we'll make it right. It is sad that they have to do this. It is sad, but it is also, it shows you just the kind of character they are, the kind of quality of person they are. They're willing to go out there after hearing that people weren't being paid properly. Hey, we'll get you paid. We're going to get you paid. We're going to do the right thing here, and we're going to do what the company should have fucking done. The talents are stepping up. Why couldn't the company step up? Why couldn't anybody in the fucking company step out at all? But we've gone through that. Why don't I also hit another big reveal? Another major reveal, because we can come over here. And I'm going to go through some of these real quick, because these were some other tweets that came out. And by the way, I'm going to turn back on my background music, because we had a lot more people come out and make comments. Harka over here, she came out and she made this tweet today, but I've left VShover. It was in the works for a little bit, but it has escalated due to the recent news. I'm officially indie as of today. When I've processed everything, I'll express my feelings better. Please give me, give all my friends support and love. By the way, I need to be following her because I thought I was, but I wasn't. We have Project Melody. I waited to make a statement because I'm always anxious and struggle to find my words. But yes, I'm leaving VShover. I was an OG talent. This is OG. OG as OG can get, guys. Put my everything into this this comp, but I'm beyond devastated at what happened. And I never in a million years thought I'd be saying these words, which is sad. That is sad to see Project Melody have to leave. and that like Project Melody is also a trailblazer in her own individual sphere, which I'm not going to dig too deep into because we have some people in chat that will go hunt it down, even though I'm saying no. She's a trailblazer. Like, she is an incredible talent, and to lose her is insane. We have over here, oh, this is the Melody as well, saying, I think, yeah, this came out today. Taking a little break, I thought it'd be healthy for me. I've learned plus experienced so many things, and instead of airing my own grievances, I'd rather curl up in a ball for 1 to 2 weeks. I'll be back hornier and ready for a new chapter in life. I love you all so much. Thank you for your kind words. Also, during my absence, the mods will not be fed. Thank you. Shut up, Alpha. Shut up. We don't need to tell them. I already know about Melody. Oh, well, okay. God damn it, Cloud. Of course you do. Why do I think anything else? We have Amelie. By the way, I didn't know this until recently as well. This was in the past couple of months. I've listened to Amelie most of my life because I love her music. I did not know she was a VShojo talent until like this year. So that really is telling. I love her songs. I even was listening to one her. Hold on a minute, chat. Hold on a minute. Let me see if it's still up. It is not up. I was listening to her cover. I was listening to her cover. I Want to Be Your Idol. Okay. There, I said it. I admitted it. I was listening to her cover of a really good song. I admitted it. That song happens to be from K-Pop Demon Hunters. Alpha, shut up. You all underestimate Cloud's horny. That's true. That's true. But as of today, I will be terminating my contract with VShojo effective immediately, and I will be returning to being an independent VTuber and content creator. Nothing about my content will change, as I was indie for 18 years before signing with VShojo, and I retain my IP. My love goes out to the talents. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your continued support as we look forward to the future. And I've listened to Amelie for years at this point. She does really good covers. Like, I really do like her music. I think she's on almost all my fucking YouTube playlists because she just does good covers. Almost any anime song you can think of, she's done an English cover of, and it's always so it hits. It slaps, guys. But we have this before I get into these two, I want to try to because I have these all over the place. I want to get this one before I get those other ones. I'm just making sure I have all these lined up right. Sorry, but we have Silver Veils. Silver Veils is important, and this is going to lead us into the recent LM Fast Facts. But my heart goes out to all the communities affected by this recent news. I know that it's surprising and heart-wrenching for a lot of people. There's a lot I wish I could say, but I signed a pretty aggressive NDA. They made my mom sign one too. Silver Veil's mother was forced to sign an NDA. Her mama. What the fuck we doing over here, VShojo? You don't see me going over to Cloud and go like, oh my gosh, Cloud, your mom now needs to sign an NDA. Nah! That's fucked. That is fucked. All I can say is that it's been bad for a long time, and I warned everyone as much as I could. It was so much worse than you could imagine. The VTubers make the agency, not the other way around. That is true. The VTubers are the reason the agency even exists. If you try to say otherwise, you're retarded. To take advantage of those who trusted you is vile. Never derive your value from an agency. Believe in yourself and your content because you're worth so much more than you can imagine. And that's nice to hear. That's nice. That's a nice thing. That's a nice thing to hear from Silver Veil. That's a nice thing. We want his mom to sign the opposite of an NDA. Exactly, Static. Exactly. But the reason I bring up that NDA thing and what Silver Veil says, that brings us to Legal Mindset's recent Fast Facts. And again, play it at 1.5. That way we can bust through these as fast as possible. But this is the recent one, VShojo's Inevitable Bankruptcy. And the reason I want that in... I turned off the wrong audio source on that one. The reason I wanted the NDA brought up is because Legal Mindset will put out another one mainly on the NDAs here soon. He even hinted that. But this is all about like the bankruptcy and the impacts that the bankruptcy will have on, well, NDAs. Sorry, I have to bust a move for his intro. I have to bust a move for Andrew.
The bankruptcy of VShojo is inevitable. At this point, all signs are pointing to insolvency. So today we're going to go over the bankruptcy process and exactly what it's going to look like and how it's going to affect VShojo. Of course, it's a Legal Minds where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire.
Here, I'm going to turn him down a little bit, turn down his speed, because Jesus Christ, he already talks at a very fast pace.
Our American attorney, and this is a fast facts, quick and dirty version of the illegal education
make it dirty,
news.
buddy. Make it dirty for me, Andrew.
That gets best to you as quickly as possible. So smash a like and leave a comment if you like the fast facts versions. Now, getting into this, we've been covering the breakup of VShojo as has happened and been covered by many, many, many channels. But one thing that I've said quickly...
Hi, I've been covering it. Hi.
And I think I was probably the first person to point this out, is that bankruptcy is the way that this is going to wind up. As we're seeing things play out, as people are speaking out, it's very, very clear looking at the roster, looking at the fact that there's literally no talent left. This is a list as of today.
This is the list as of today. I think there's staying. Yeah, there's nobody staying. Left prior, expected to leave. Apricot is the only Fruit, which yes, it did come out, Cloud. I understand what happened with Fruit now, and also it came out. A lot of people got mad at Fruit because of copyright strikes. Apparently, Fruit wasn't the one doing the copyright strikes. Apparently, that was VShojo that was doing the copyright strikes.
All of the red people are confirmed to have left. So Zentraya, Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Hime, Kason, Haruka, Henya, Giga, Kuro, Matara, Michi, everybody here, Hestia, Yutori, Okamoto, Amelie, everybody is essentially out. Then we've got people that left earlier, like Vebe, Silverbill, and Aminia. And then Fruit is the only one that's left that even is, not made an official announcement, but she's removed VShojo from her profile. So she's expected to leave. So at this point, they have absolutely...
Cloud, I want it dirty, buddy. Make it so dirty. Oh, shit. Somebody's going to clip that.
No profit generation. There is no way that there's any income coming in. And at that point, for any company, you are insolvent. If you were already having problems when all of your creators were at their maximum revenue generation and you still were not profitable, there's no way to be profitable with no revenue coming in. It's a simple 1 + 1, and there really is no other way around that. Now, we're also seeing the scope of this debt, and even as of a while ago, this is not even totally current, but this is very recent here in 2025. You're seeing that they are about 2 million deep.
I do have these actual tweets brought up. It is a whole lot worse than 2 million
loans and in what they owe to talent. $2 million. There's no digging out of that. There's no going in and asking for another loan to bail them out when they've got no one working for them. This is leading to insolvency. And what happens in insolvency? Well, naturally, it would be a bankruptcy. That is the natural thing for a company to do, particularly when they are buried by claims, when they're going to be buried by lawsuits, when they're going to be buried by obligations and unpaid wages. You're going to have to turn to bankruptcy. So what does the bankruptcy process actually look like? Many people are not familiar with it or only know it in a personal context. We're going to talk about it in a corporate context today. So what that actually looks like is either reorganization or liquidation. Now we're talking about personal bankruptcy. There's
Cloud, I don't think you want that clipped. That's not going to help the allegations.
Different chapters we're not talking about personal bankruptcy. We're talking about corporate bankruptcy. For personal bankruptcy, you might be familiar with that. There's also municipal bankruptcy, and there's other sorts of bankruptcies that are in the bankruptcy code. But in this specifically, there's 2 that would apply, either Chapter 7 or Chapter 11. And I'm going to explain the difference. The difference is really between reorganization or liquidation. Chapter 11 is reorganization. This is for companies that have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance of recovery.
To be fair, if there was going to be a Chapter 11, like to give it an example here, they didn't do it, but the closest thing would potentially be what Ubisoft did when they went over and made their subsidiary. That would be a close thing to Chapter 11 bankruptcy right there. They didn't file for bankruptcy, but they would have filed for bankruptcy to make that subsidiary to, divest and do all their other things right there. So that is a good example right there of what a Chapter 11 would be. We ain't talked Chapter 11, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking Chapter 7. Corpo Burpo Sloppin Glorpin Charity Money. That's right.
And profitability. So if that company can get back to making money, then it can be reorganized. And you can say, hey, look, let's restructure this. Let's, change the terms of some debt. Let's, maybe trim some fat off the company, and let's get this thing going. However, Chapter 7 is for those that realistically cannot reorganize or return to profitability. Chapter 7 is way faster, cheaper, and handled in months versus years for Chapter 11. And in Chapter 7, a trustee takes over versus Chapter 11 with existing management. So looking at all these factors, it's very clear it's going to be Chapter 7. They're also a mainly service-oriented company. They don't have heavy in products or assets. And if you think about it, the only real assets...
Yes, I was waiting until after we listened to legal media. Well, it's legal mindset. I was waiting, Ariel. I was waiting because this was the whole point of this. You kept talking about the bankruptcy, and I kept saying, legal mindset. We'll talk about it then. Oh, sorry. Went down the wrong hole. Took a wrong path. Anyways, listen, they're getting bankrupt. There ain't no coming back from this shit. They are bad. And by the way, if you want to pout, you can pout to me in DMs, darling.
Big assets that a VTuber company would normally have are the models. And like it or not, I mean, at the end of the day, they are an asset. They could be sold to somebody to be skinwalked by some other person, right? And of course, the VTuber community would absolutely not accept that. That's deplorable in the general culture of the VTuber community. But technically, from a legal standpoint,
hit the wrong thing.
Is an asset.
Sorry, I was trying to pause. For those of you that don't know, okay, like Cloud, like Adam, like Static, anybody that's in here, Alf, anybody in the chat that is still from Alf or anything like that. The reason that is important, okay? The reason what he just said there is actually important is because, listen, in VTubing, yes, we'll treat this beer can right now. This is the model, okay? But I'm the personality. The model could be, that could be the model. I am the personality behind the model. Anybody could technically be here. When it comes to Mori Calliope, when it comes to Gargura, when it comes to anything, you could have had anybody behind them, but you didn't. You had a certain personality that made that model come to life. There is an example of a corpo trying to do the whole put a new personality like Cloud behind the can, and it backfired greatly because the model and the personality are one and the same. You can't have one without the other. Yes, the model at the very beginning of their life could have had anybody, but it matched with that particular personality. That particular personality is the person that controls it. They are the pilot. They are the most important thing. That's why graduations are so important. When a model is graduated, that means that they're gone. They ain't coming back because the personality behind them has left. Replacing that personality is a sin because the personality and the model are one and the same. You can't have one without the other. Fuck off, Ariel. I have a VTuber model all I want, okay? Legal Mindset is dumping it down for all of us, the streamer and the live chat. Exactly. He's dumbing it down. It went down the wrong hole, huh? Cloud, stop it. Stop it, buddy. Stop it. I love shitting on you, Cloud. Yes, I do love shitting on you, Cloud. But here's the thing, okay? Anytime I say something like that, it doesn't help the allegations. That's why I try to bash on you as much as possible. You coming out here and saying, it went down the wrong hole, huh? Is them going to hurt the allegations more. Shut the fuck up.
Accept that. That's deplorable in the general culture of the VTubing community. But technically, from a legal standpoint, it is an asset. Intellectual property right is an asset. So they could sell those assets, except for they don't own those assets.
That's a key factor here, and I brought this up already. Okay, I brought this up already. The fact of the matter that VShojo is structured the way it is, one of the most appealing aspects of it, other than being there for the talent, was the fact that you own your own IP. When it comes to Hololive, let's say Hololive was going bankrupt. Guess what? They have the Gargura asset. They have the Mori Calliope asset. They have I literally just had her name and it blanked on me. No, it's Ina asset. Okay, I was trying to think of the other myth girl. It was blanking on me. They have Oro Crony. They have Wawa Makoko. They have all those assets. Okay, they have all of those assets. They could sell those assets off. They could. They go in bankrupt. Hey, we have all these very valuable assets. Let's sell them off. They'll probably sell them to the talents, but hey, that's something that they could actually sell off. VShojo doesn't own that. VShojo has something completely different, and because of that, they are incapable of doing literally anything, and boom, Legatus. Oh, wait, no, that was shit. That was the restream bot. Damn it. Legatus beat me to that one. Legatus beat me to that one, bro. Damn. I'm having a new game with Legatus over on Kick. But yeah, because of that, they don't have, it wasn't a Watson. Well, Amalia Watson, yeah, but it was the Phoenix. Why? Kiara is who I was thinking of. Okay, 1-1. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat that. I'm gonna win Legatus. I'm gonna win. But they could sell all those off. VShojo doesn't own any rights to those models, so they don't have any assets. The only thing they potentially have is a building and like it's a nail clipper, but they have like a nail clipper of a business corpo shit. They don't even have the most valuable aspects of what a corpo has. They be fucked. I think the argument that the talents could make is they are the owner of the IPs. So they are working in VShojo as an employee. I legitimately think they could go down the employee route if they want to take that route. I think that is a legitimate route for them to take, especially over at VShojo, but probably more than part-time employees.
Because the creators own their own IP, there really isn't much to sell. They probably don't own more than a couple of staplers and some desks. I mean, that's probably all they really have is some office stuff to liquidate, and that's probably about it.
They don't have a fleet of cars. They don't have anything. They only have what it is that they have. They might own a camera, a couple of the cameras. They might own a few tracking systems here or there, but I don't even know if they do that. I don't know if they own literally anything. I think that's all the VTubers. Did they not make merch together? Yeah, they made merch, but guess what? That merch and via the contracts, some of that merch does belong to VShojo, but hey, that's gonna be VShojo branded. Nobody's gonna want that. VShojo. Best you can do with that is take a shit in it. Nobody's going to want it. They're going to want the merch from the actual talents, the talent merch that is very special. Kuro actually went over that in his video. Like the way his merch is all designed, it doesn't have VShojo on it. So that makes his merch already more desirable at this point in time. He's moving most of his merch over to Uwu Market, like probably most of the talents are going to be doing. They're just going to go over to Uwu Market and be a part of Uwu Market. They'll easily take that away because the talent is the most important part of all this. VShojo also shut down their shop, so they don't really have anything of value to give.
They probably got a lot of liabilities, but nothing to really offset that in significant assets. They weren't investing in real estate. They didn't have any heavy machinery. There's nothing that they could actually, turn over and sell like a fleet of trucks or cars. So what we're seeing here is going to be Chapter 7. It's going to be a liquidation. There's no way they're going to want to put the existing management, which has been a failure for the past years, and we're talking years, they've been failing in profitability. They're not.
Remember, they've practically been failing in profitability since 2020 when they first started. They haven't turned a profit. They've been just swimming in debt after debt after debt. So yeah, when he says that, yeah, it's going to be Chapter 7.
I'm not going to say, hey, you guys can totally turn this around. We're going to give you a chance. There's no chance of that. I think the judge is going to look at it as this and say, nope, it's definitely going to be Chapter 7. You guys are clearly down that lane. So let's go down the lane of Chapter 7. What's the process for that? So VShojo's got to submit a petition for bankruptcy. Now, we haven't seen this yet. As soon as this gets filed, I'm sure we're going to report on it. I'll report on it. I'll let you guys know. But we're going to see a submission.
I will report on it immediately. It will be a stream. It will be a video. It will be something. It'll probably be a video. I will come out here and go like, motherfuckers! They reported bankruptcy because they're trying to hide for the funding because they're incapable of doing shit.
Of a petition for bankruptcy. When they submit that, they're going to also have to list all their assets, liabilities, their income, expenditures, contracts, leases. And this is going to be very interesting because that's when we're going to get the truth. How deep in financial hot water was VShojo? That is going to be a spicy meatball that I think all the people in the VTM community, drama tubers and otherwise, everybody, right, is going to sink into and really analyze. And that's going to be an absolute bombshell to see exactly how bad they were performing over the past. And I think that's also instructive for future corporations to not have such ridiculous predictions for profitability. Now, what would happen is after they do that list, they submit all the petition, they're going to get it turned over to a bankruptcy trustee. So the bankruptcy trustee is going to take control.
Has Legal Eagle also done anything on this? No, and I would never bring up a Legal Eagle video. Those are atrocious. They're downright awful. Since the talents are the ones providing the services and the managers are in truth the assistants to Shoujo, as company can be involved in fraud case too, since they handle the funds as a management comp. Yeah, VShojo can be assisted. VShojo 100% went down a fraud route. Managers are actually more than likely going off. I've been hearing a lot of the talent say they're buying their managers essentially. Legal is a fig. That's just the nice way to put it.
Of everything. They're going to take all the assets, and their job is to liquidate those assets and distribute them to creditors. So taking anything they have of worth and distributing it. But there's an order. At the top of the list are secured creditors. So anybody who has a secured loan or a mortgage, etc. And then there's unsecured. And that's everybody else, including people like talents. Now, I did mention there is an exemption which might give them as prospective independent contractors priority status over other claims. That might be possible. It may be possible they will cover some money. Maybe. However, it ain't going to be much. And it certainly won't be enough to satisfy all the obligations, particularly the massive charity obligation. So that's going to be something that's looming out there, and that's going to be something that the trustee is going to have to deal with. Now, another big question that people have asked is about NDAs. And I want to clarify this because I have said on certain media, et cetera, that yes, the NDAs are going to be, at some point, they're going to be able to speak up. They're going to be able to talk. But there's some legal distinction here. And I want to be very clear because this is something that is kind of a legal, not a gray area.
And I brought this mainly up following Silvervale to this, not just because of the bankruptcy, but because of the NDA aspect, which he is going to be doing a separate video on NDAs. He is going to be talking about that in a separate video and or stream, mainly because of what Silvervale said. But this is the important aspect of all these NDAs. They go bankrupt. They are gone! Can't go after NDAs if you got no money.
But it's the difference between the law technically and the practical reality. So in the law, technically a bankruptcy only discharges financial obligations, and an NDA is a non-financial obligation. So it's an obligation of confidentiality. So technically an NDA is not gotten rid of by bankruptcy. Bankruptcy does not void NDAs in and of itself. However, it's practically either difficult or almost impossible to enforce NDAs afterwards. Certainly impracticable. Like you cannot actually in reality and practice go and enforce these things. Why? Well, first of all,
there's an argument to be made that Gunn could go around and actually like try to enforce, Gunman himself could try to do it himself, but the problem is the actual NDAs are signed via VShojo, so he would not be able to actually enforce those anymore, even if he has like maybe a Ferrari and a Maserati and all sorts of other crazy shit out there because he has so much money. Just because he has that much money doesn't mean that the company has that money. Therefore, said company no longer has money. You can't really enforce the NDAs. That being said, always talk to your lawyer. Don't listen to a dumbass on the internet, and don't listen to a lawyer on the internet on what you should do. He will also verify that. Let the talents talk to their own legal experts. I'm just a dumbass on the internet.
The legal priority is given to satisfying the creditors, to satisfying the outstanding debts. It's not given to, hey, we're going to allow you all this funding. We're going to allow you to use all this money to go chase people down and enforce NDAs. That's not given a top priority on the list of things, particularly by the bankruptcy trustee. Further is just the lack of funds. They're not going to possess enough funds to enforce all these NDAs and go out and sue everybody and their mother. And everybody and their mother is actually not a just tongue-in-cheek statement. They literally made Silvervale's mother sign an NDA. We're going to talk about that on my next live. But those
Mama Silver, come out here and speak. Say, fuck it. Let me talk. Let's go. Don't listen to me. I'm a dumbass on the internet. Talk to your lawyer.
NDAs, they're not going to have the funds. It costs money. It's not free to go enforce those NDAs. Also, the last thing is, this is something the court can take into effect, is that it's an unfair benefit.
No, Gunrun is still the CEO of the company. That's why a lot of people are bringing up Gunrun, is because he is the CEO. And I have a point on that I am going to try to get to as fast as humanly possible here, mainly via Tectone, because Tectone tweeted something out that I vehemently disagree with on all this. Gunrun being the CEO, yeah, it all falls at his feet at the end of the day. Mama Vale signed. How did they make Mama Vale sign one? Very aggressively. They could probably convince her because she does help out with Silvervale a whole lot. So that would have been the ability to go out there and actually have her do all this. So it is capable.
To the company, particularly given the company's track record, particularly given that the company was using the NDAs to silence people from speaking about legitimate workplace grievances.
Remember, we kind of went over this when it came to Neanners. Neanners had to sign an NDA. She was not able to talk about this. There's a lot of people that have been coming out and saying they were not able to warn people. So when you go over to Mint saying all the people that knew that this was going on, this building was, burning down, they didn't warn me about it. They couldn't warn you about it. A lot of people were incapable of warning anybody about what was going on here. They were under NDAs, very vicious NDAs. That's next level. But because of bankruptcy, they have the chance to actually come out here and say, fuck you.
And I've already talked about the fact that certain law, like California law and other laws, may actually allow them to speak up on those NDAs, particularly as it relates to workplace grievances. That's completely separate from the bankruptcy process. So there may be ways for them, and there likely are ways for them to speak up about those NDAs despite the bankruptcy process, etc. But beyond that, it would be wholly unjust to allow VShover, which essentially kept them from making money for some of them up to a year, even more than a year. There's records of them not paying people back now and accounts of them not paying back in 2023, way back in the day. So they're not going to say, hey, look, we're going to allow you to keep, to silence these people in the fact that you screwed them out of money. You shafted them for multiple years and in a massive amount. I mean, we saw 2 million was that amount projected there. Let's say that half of that is loans and half of that is talent. Say it's 1 million in loans and 1 million in talent. That's just me spitballing and guessing. Yeah, that doesn't look good. That does not look good with that amount of outstanding debt. So I do think there's going to be a point at which practically they'll be able to speak out. They'll be able to talk up. And I will caution all of the talents to consult with their individual lawyers when their individual lawyer that is representing them, not me, but their lawyer representing them, tells them they can speak up. Do it, right?
Listen to the words of Legal Mindset. I know it's hard to figure out what you're actually supposed to be looking into. Again, I'm sorry I have to take a jab. I have to take a jab, Andrew. I'm partially a comedian here, but listen to his words. Do what he says here. Not this aspect, okay? Talk to your lawyer. Don't listen to me about what any legal actions you should ever take. I'm a fucking dumbass on the internet. If you listen to me for fucking legal actions and you get boned in the ass, that's on you, not me. I'm a dumbass on the internet. Why the hell did you ever listen to me about legal actions you should go take? But what he's saying here is very important. Just because he's saying that this is a possibility, this is something that you could do, this is talk to your lawyer at the end of the day, because your lawyer will be able to look at your specific, very specific situation and say, hey, you can go out and do this, or hey, shut the literal fuck up. Okay? That's what your lawyer is there to do, is to protect you from these NDAs and the potentiality of like blowback from all that. Always listen to your particular lawyer. Don't listen to a dumbass on the internet, and don't listen to a lawyer on the internet in that regards on what you should or shouldn't do. They can only say, hey, you know what? This is a possibility. They don't know your particular details. Don't listen to them. They can just give you interesting information. Can't do a lot. Don't listen to you for anything. Well, that's good, Cloud, because it's pretty clear you didn't listen to me about last night. So I can't hire you as my lawyer for 10K, win or lose. Oh, no, that says 100K. Depends. What am I lawyering you on?
Do it when their lawyer tells them to do it. And I think that day will come sooner than later. So everyone, please be patient. Let the process play out. Let the legal process happen. The best thing you can do is to support your creators. And it's so lovely that we had Iron Mouse breaking record. She's going to get to probably 1 million.
Already past 1 million.
On her IDF fundraiser on Tilify. Absolutely great. That thing shot up overnight. And we're seeing some...
Your mom's static.
Silver lining to a very bad situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next.
I love how he screwed up that whole thing. But yes, this is just some great fast facts. I do know he said that he's going to be doing a NDA video here soon. I don't think that one's up yet, so keep a lookout for that one right now. I don't think, yeah, that's not up yet. He has like the all of his other stuff. I sing and the praises all the time about Legal Mindset's videos because I think they are good. I think they are actually informative, and they do really well for like some of the more niche kind of things like internet dramas and stuff like that. He does really good work on those, so you guys could 100% go check him out. He does, like, I can't sing those praises enough. I'll listen to them for the fun of it. But following all that, we also have individuals, and I'm going to turn on the background music. We also have other people that came out. Again, this is more in line with more of the Mint stuff, but I didn't want that to lead into Mint. I have some of these to go over real quick. Just some other potential VShover people that came out and made statements. Give me a second. I need to double check something. Yeah. Wait. Nope. That is Mama. Not Mama. Matara came out and made a tweet, but it wasn't him. It would be for RP event. Dermy still working out the judge. Ariel hit me up. But anyways, here's Pipey, slime alien. She was actually supposed to be a part of VShojo, and I think this was the one that found out that it was all uprooted thanks to the fact that she went to Offkai. I don't know if I have that particular tweet pulled up. There was a potential VShojo member who made it through the entire process, was going to debut, and didn't find out that she wasn't going to debut until she heard rumors at Offkai, which is a convention. I shit you not. That is an actual thing that went out there. But from Poppy, I've been searching for the right words here. They are as carefully as I can say them. I was one of the girls who passed the VShojo audition. After 4 years of blood, sweat, and slime, that's what Cloud says, I really believe I'd made it. That all the late nights, overtime sacrifices meant something more. I was excited to take a huge leap with the community I built as me, the weird little slime girl you know and hopefully love. Oh, Cloud does. But after learning what happened with Mousie's charity funds, I couldn't in good conscience move forward with my contract, and it all came crashing down. That was the final straw. We were promised support, stability, and financial compensation. I was so excited to join a company I believed in and that believed in me. But it became clear that many of those promises wouldn't be kept. A lot of us are now left shuddering and shouldering the cost of decisions we didn't make. And by the way, some of the decisions they were forced to make was making their models. They got a fund already made by VShojo. They then went out there. VShojo came back, said, no, this fund actually has to kind of shrink down. They then had to front a bunch of money, being promised that they would get paid back. And, well, it's not going to get paid back. So there's a lot of models out there that exist that they're not allowed to use and that they just got screwed over on. I turned down other opportunities because I believed in this one, and I don't regret having hope or for wishing on shooting stars. I was so ready. I still am. And I don't have a problem with somebody saying that, and I don't have a problem with people wishing on shooting stars. I can speak. I'm just going really fast right now, and I'm special. What hurts most, though, is losing the chance to debut alongside some of the most incredible, talented, kind-hearted working girls I've ever met. I didn't join just for myself. I joined for the shared dream we all believed in and that I still believe in. I know some of you have sensed something has been off these past few months. I've been doing my best to smile through the storm, but the truth is it's been raining on me for a long time. You've all given me so much love and support, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to be at my best. I'm working through my feelings, sweeping up pieces of these broken dreams, and figuring out how to chase new ones. Thank you for being patient with me. I will find my way again, but I just need a little time. And if you're still reading, please send your love to all the VSJ talent, past, present, and future. Everyone is hurting in their own way, and kindness costs nothing. Until then, stay happy. And we also have from Barry. Barry tweeted this out, an update, not a graduation. Thank you in advance for reading. But this was very important to also read, and I don't believe she's the one that has said it. I don't think I have the one that actually said the most important part. But we have this. Fuck me. So they paid VShojo for specialized models. So what they did was VShojo would go out there and help you make your first initial model. They gave you X amount of money. What they started doing with some of these talents, and this was coming from the talent that ended up saying they didn't learn until like they went to Offkai. Some of the new talent they were onboarding, they had to go to them and say, hey, we have to cut back this funding, lose a little bit. A lot of those talents then said, hey, we were going to pay out to help make our models and make sure that they're good. They would get paid back. They didn't get paid back. They didn't get paid nothing. They ain't getting shit. Nope. Nada. Nothing. They'll buy. Gonzo. That's the truth. But I know some people have noticed that I've been spotty with streams lately, and the reason is actually because I was supposed to join VShojo this year. A lot has happened, and after over half a year after signing, I requested to have my contract voided. I won't go into details, but it was an opportunity that I was very excited about, and I'm sad that I won't be able to bring you everything I had in mind. I'm sorry for all the delayed projects and ideas I excitedly talked to you guys about, but I will be working on them by myself slowly. To the few people at VShojo I was able to talk to, thank you for giving a chance to a bug like me. I hope everyone who hears about this news, even if you don't know me or watch me, can still send support to VShojo girls, both exiting and my gen mates. I'm sorry things turned out this way. Thank you to my bug bros and friends for always supporting me and being there for me. You guys are the reason why I'm strong. Let's keep having fun, okay? And then that brings us to, I want to say, oh, right here. This might actually be the one. From Hestia Happiness. In regards to the recent incident, I've decided to terminate my contract with VShojo and return to being an indie. To everyone who have supported me and celebrated this new chapter, I'm truly sorry for how things have turned out. I was unaware of what happened between my senpais and the company, and they deserve so much better. Before I joined, VShojo has always been a company I deeply admired, known for its incredible talented streamers and its talent-first approach. I was genuinely overjoyed when given the opportunity to join under JP Group. It felt like a chance to grow as a creator, elevate my content, follow the road of the senpais, and give back to everyone who's supported me on this journey. Although my time in VShojo was short, I'm so grateful to have met all the senpais and my group mates Nova. We went through so much together even before debut, which brought us closer. Each one of them is incredibly hardworking, kind, and inspiring. I truly cherish and care for every single one of them. I also want to sincerely thank all the JP staff who I have worked with, and to our JP/EN senpais who continuously encouraged and cared for us. By the way, I think the JP staff was one of the good people. I think the JP staff was filled with actually good individuals. There was only one bad one out of the roster, it seems like, and the rest of them were all actually decent individuals, so I don't really send a whole lot of hate towards JP. It's all towards EN. But gun run. As for Nova's future, not much has been disclosed, and discussions are still ongoing with the JP staff, and nothing has been finalized yet. Once again, I'm truly sorry to everyone in the community for what you're going through right now. Thank you so much to those who have continued to support me. Your warm messages mean the world to me. I'll keep doing my best as Hestia Happiness, and I hope to keep creating content that will bring happiness. I will be streaming today at 22:30 p.m. JST to share my insights to the situation. Thank you. I think that was actually going on before I started streaming, and I didn't get to see it. There is thoughts that more than likely Hestia was a part of Mint's potential idol group. There is no confirmation of that as of right now, but yeah, this fucked so many people leaving. But then we have Vey over here, okay? Vey was one of the individuals that left at the same time as Silverveil. This was the person that Naniers was talking about, but Vey came out here and said, looks like nothing changed between 2023 and 2025 in terms of how the org management moves LMFAO. Couldn't and still can't say shit because of their god-awful NDA that I had to sign. I legally can't badmouth the company, but at least everyone knows the reason why I left. Again, this goes to all the people coming out here to say, why didn't you warn us? Why didn't you warn us? Why didn't you warn us? They couldn't. They couldn't say shit. They were incapable of saying shit to anybody. It doesn't matter if they did it behind the scenes. If that shit got over to VShojo, they get sued. They couldn't say shit legally. But we also come over here. Via claims that she has others in VShojo were not paid for sponsorships between 2021 and 2023. And we can come right here. Via B confirms that she also did not get paid for sponsors, as well as potential Silverveil and Nanas, as well as with the word we. The list confirmed unpaid is now Iron Mouse, Kason, Michi, Henya, Mint, VB, Neanders, and Silvervale, and I'm willing to bet almost all of them. I'm willing to bet all of them didn't get paid, because we also have Kuro saying he didn't get paid. We have a lot of people saying they didn't get paid, or it took them a while to get paid. This is non-stop bullshittery that's going on right now. Non-stop, and we already went over this thanks to LM, so we don't need to go over that. I'm saving this one for the end because we always need a good laugh and something good. But that is all the tweets right there, and I can finally exit out of that tab. But I am, that's Matara, or we went over LM. I'm trying to bust through some of these because we have a few more videos I would like to watch over before we get too far away from this. By the way, a shout out, checking on the Tiltify Fund, $1,110,000. Up those numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those numbers higher. Higher! I want them higher, but here's one. Here's one. This is not a full-fledged one. This is not the full clip. I know I don't have access to the full clip, but I have a 3-minute version of it, so it is going to be really short. But one of the people that was approached, actually, it turned out to be Shondo. VShover approached Shondo to join in 2023. Bullet dodged. Oh boy, would you when you guys hear why she didn't join, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. So here's Shondo, everybody, talking about why she didn't join VShover.
I guess I'll say it now, since the company obviously isn't going back. A couple of years ago, I did have an interview with them in 2023, not the last batch of joinees, but when there was only the original group, plus a couple of other members. Yeah, it's a pretty funny story. And I got to final stage with them. Yeah. Final interview, spoke to some pretty high up big stonks people.
I love how she talks like this. And big stonks people. I love it. It's so charming. It's so unique and so perfect. Shondo's the best.
And I was having the final interview and they were asking me a bunch of questions about stuff. Yeah, I've spoken to pretty much every major corpo at this point. And the funny question, and the reason I think that they said they wouldn't hire me, yeah, I did not make the cut. I was not good enough.
Cloud, that's her actual voice.
The big reason why they wouldn't hire me was everything was going swimmingly. And then the interviewer, who was a girl, a lady, and she was very nice, but she said to me, okay, so this is just a question we gotta ask. How do you feel about male collabs?
The silence is deafening, and it just keeps escalating, guys.
And I said, like in general, I don't have a problem. That's fine. And she was like, no, you doing collabs. You're cool with collabing with flesh tubers. She didn't say flesh tubers. You're cool with collabing with guys and...
No, she's not.
And IRL streamers and things like that. Because I took a look at your page and it seems like you don't collab with many people. And I said, oh, no, I don't... No. No, not me. I was like, I don't have a problem, but no, I don't really want to. Just a personal thing, I'm not really into that. And she was like, oh, so what if... And then she was like, okay, alright, what if the guy has a lot of viewers? And I went completely silent for a minute, because I was like, what? She was like, what if it's a male talent, a part of the group? And at the time I was like, the company is called VShover.
She must be smaller than Galvin, LOL. She's shown like her neck down and a big hoodie. She tiny. A lot of VTuber girls are actually really tiny, Cloud. Like really tiny.
And again now, well, there was guys, but at the time there wasn't. And I was like, what? And I remember just sitting there and
some people think that that's actually Pseudo, because Pseudo was going to be coming on at the time, and Pseudo does a lot of stuff with the VShojo girls, and Pseudo is a big name.
Silence for a minute. And I was like, no, I wouldn't be open to doing that. And she was like, you wouldn't? Like, in shock? Just because they're a guy? And I said, no, I don't do male collabs personally, but I don't have an issue with it. And then she went, okay, like really drawn out. And then we continue with the interview. And then I got the email like, unfortunately, you're not been selected to continue, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay. It was a bit of a bummer at the time, but I was like, okay, that was weird. That was probably why, whatever.
Just because she wouldn't collab with dudes. She didn't get signed on because she just wouldn't collab with dudes, which I don't have a problem with. And I don't have a problem if a VTuber girl doesn't want to collab with dudes, because a lot of times the VTuber dudes are actually sex pests. Not me. I do want my own VTuber model, but a lot of them, it is becoming an epidemic. It's becoming a real problem. And they just don't want to deal with it. And more often than not, like when I go down like the list of VTubers I watch, I don't really watch a whole lot of VTuber dudes. I like the girls. I watch the girls. I watch the girls be fun. And predominantly their audience is men. Just the truth there. Just the truth. Nothing wrong with that. Just means they don't want to do it. Let me get though to some of the other videos we still need to get to, because I have a few over here. I want to get to Quinn Talks. I'm gonna get to Quinn Talks and Buff Pup, and hopefully we can get to Pseudo. Because Pseudo also did a video on it, but that's a 20-minute video. Fast time. I'm thinking. I want to do Quinn. Because Quinn reveals some actual big stuff. Like, they're all revealing, like, big shit, because a lot of these people did interact with VShojo behind the scenes, and they weren't a part of NDAs, but they couldn't say anything at the same time, because you don't want to publicly badmouth a company. You don't want to do that. A lot of people say, like, you should have done it. No, a lot of people don't want to do it for very many reasons. Didn't Connor have a VTuber as well for, like, a little bit before giving that up? I don't think he did. But at the same time, I think he did. That's more complicated. But this is Quinn Talks, Quinn Bennett. This is him. He used to be a VTuber for Niji Sanji. Not my favorite kind of a dude. He talks a very specific way. I mean that because I think more than likely he's been face down on that couch. But
for your interest, thanks for meeting up with us, thanks for your time. We can't move forward right now. After I left my agency, after I had given them a timeline, after I met up with them twice, after you were asking around about me. So, if y'all have seen the VShojo news,
yeah,
essentially, and I'm not ecstatic about the news. I'm ecstatic that I can finally talk about what the fuck happened to me, because I was too scared for the longest time to say what I wanted to say about how VShojo treated me, because I didn't want to get ostracized by people in VShojo. I didn't want to have industry connections get ruined, and I didn't want to look like someone who was crashing out on the internet for no reason, because I feel like I have that perception a lot of the time, and there's a lot of stuff that I've experienced behind the scenes that I've never spoken about from various companies that I've worked with.
And that's oftentimes with a lot of people. They've seen a lot of dirty, nasty shit from behind the scenes, and they don't talk about it because, well, you talk bad about a major corpo, you're going to get blacklisted. That's just how it is.
VShojo being one of them. So for those that don't know and that are out of the loop, essentially VShojo was one of the biggest. There's 3 big VTuber agencies. There's Niji Sanji, there's Whole Live, and there's VShojo. VShojo was one of the biggest ones, and a lot of my friends joined it from previous agencies. A lot of my friends are currently in it or were in it. It just pretty much collapsed the other day. But essentially, some of my friends weren't getting paid. So they left the company, and they stole $500,000 from a charity organization that was for people with common immune deficiency, which is chronic disease that is, there's so many different flavors and fonts to it, and it can affect you in so many negative ways. But as someone that has a chronic disease myself, it's very upsetting to see this big ass company steal $500,000 from a charity that essentially saved lives like this. And essentially they stole $500,000 from Iron Mouse's subathon, where she was raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation is what she was raising money for. That's what IDF stands for. And so she was raising money for that, and they stole a bunch of it. They didn't pay her. I know a couple of my other friends didn't get paid for a while, and I always was confused from an outsider looking in how VShojo worked from a business perspective, because they didn't take a percentage of your income off the top of your stream revenue. And as someone who used to be as a part of one of the biggest VTuber agencies, I don't really understand how that works.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They weren't doing that, because that's even something that Shy Lily said. They were only taking money from your like sponsors and things like that. 50-50 cut. So they weren't even running their company like normally. Most of their money was coming from sponsorships, so they were entitled, like emphasized to get like sponsors and do things like that and sell merch. But for crying out loud, you guys weren't even taking money off the top of your of this. That's where your money should be coming from. So why the hell aren't you doing that? Oh, well, talent first.
Here's what I want to say. And I want to be very clear. I don't want to make this about myself. Although I kind of am. This is more like I'm finally able to speak about this because there is no more VShojo. The company is pretty much collapsed. None of the talents work there anymore. They all quit within the past 48 hours. So I feel like I don't have to worry about getting blacklisted in the industry anymore by speaking about what I experienced. I mean, I didn't experience anything that bad, but I do feel like it was just shady, and it's not, in my opinion, ethical business practices in the way that I was treated. And I know I'm not the only one that they've done this to. I've spoken to people that they've done this to, and people have been tweeting about it too. Other content creators that went through the same thing I did on Twitter recently. Essentially, what happened to me is VShojo was trying to poach me from my old agency. They were, and listen, I'll be honest, I was ecstatic about this, bitch. I wanted.
That is he is entertaining. You can see how he's entertaining. Not my cup of tea.
I was like, please, to the heavens of God, because VShojo seemed like a much better opportunity, and at the time, it very much so was. And so I originally was inquired about this when I was working at my old company. I was hearing through people that they were asking around about me. I saw some screenshots about them asking around about me. They were asking around about me, and I think someone else. I'm not really too sure. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but they were asking around about me. And so I, thinking it was a good opportunity, was proactive and just DM'd the CEO. You know, I was like, hey, homie, what's good? I've been hearing shit, you know, you gonna say something, what's good? And then eventually, they're like, oh, hey, whatever. Essentially, they were like, we don't like to reach out to people that are still working at other places because we feel like it can cause issues. And I was like, okay. So eventually I was in talks with them on Twitter on my old account that I no longer have access to. And I also cleared the DMs so that I wouldn't get in trouble with my old job. And I was...
Reminder, he used to work for Niji Sanji and did a lot of stuff over at Niji Sanji until he left. So yeah, he lost all that aspects. And I'm willing to bet he said a bunch of shit he shouldn't be saying.
Talking to them for a while. And like, essentially they were kind of more inquired about like, hey, are you interested in joining? We want to gauge your interest. So in my mind, they already wanted me to join, or they were like heavily considering it, right? And so I eventually, I met up with the CEO in person a few times at TwitchCon like 2 years ago. I went to some industry event party. I was talking to the managers. I talked to 2 different managers and the CEO directly multiple times through DMs, Twitter, and in person. And essentially what I got from the whole circumstances was, hey, we're interested. We just want to know like what you want to do. And I was like, great. So I told him exactly what I wanted to do. And you guys have to remember, at the time, I was one of the most popular male talents in the industry, right? Like now I'm not, but back then I was. And so I was scared that leaving my old agency, I would have no viewers and support would wane heavily because I was no longer with them. And I signed NDAs, so I can't promote my new stuff or anything like that. I signed 0 NDAs with VShojo, so I can say literally whatever the fuck I want, as long as it's the truth. I met up with them a bunch. I want to say that like personable wise, and my conversations with everyone was very pleasant. They treated me very well from like a person to person, like we're talking about ABC thing. Like they were.
This is something I've also heard a whole lot from a lot of different people right now. Like when it comes to Gunrun, he's a very nice dude. A lot of these people are very nice in person. They're super, very kind and chill individuals. So like they're very charismatic. They're just shit at their job.
Like Gunrun was nice to me in person. The managers that I spoke to, which I'm not going to name drop because I don't want to cause any issues, were nice to me in person. They were very personable and they were very professional. That wasn't really the problem. The issue was they essentially were talking to me about joining or the potential of joining, and they were being kind of like finicky or non-committal about it. And essentially they said something along the lines of, we cannot pursue this fully until you leave your current company. So essentially saying like, hey, once you leave, we can go forward with this. And now I'm not an idiot. I know that the entertainment industry is vitriolic and people are shady. So I took this with a grain of salt and I didn't just leave my old company for the sake of joining VShojo because I knew that would be a dumbass idea if they turned around and were like, actually, never mind, you know? So I knew that was a bad idea. However, I would be lying to you guys if I said it didn't heavily sway my decision to some regard. I wanted to leave anyways. I wanted to do new stuff, but them also wanting to approach me around the time that I wanted to leave seemed like a very interesting like mesh of interest. I was like, oh, great. It's even more reason to leave. So I didn't leave for the sole purpose of doing that because I knew it was just not smart. Nothing had been signed. So they had no like promises to me, right? But they pretty much said like, hey, we like you, but like discussion wise, we can't do anything until you leave. Give us your timeline of events. So I gave them my timeline of events. I told them like, hey, around like, I think like February, I'll be ready to like re-debut. They were like, okay, cool. And they proceeded to kind of still talk to me. I left my old company. And then when I was talking to them again, they were kind of like, yeah, let me like get back to the management team. Now that you have more stuff sorted with like your timeline, you have like, I had my model done. I had like XYZ and we'll get back to you. And then essentially out of nowhere, they like, were like, yeah, we're going to schedule this and, you know, discuss it. They were like, LOL, no, never mind.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We've been hearing a lot about like people having to leave, people, you know, being delayed, all this shit going down. Yeah, they were trying to poach him. They poached somebody else.
They said, yeah, thanks for your interest. Thanks for meeting up with us. Thanks for your time. We can't move forward right now. After I left my agency, after I had given them a timeline, after I met up with them twice, after you were asking around about me, and the reason this pissed me off is two things. One, if I was dumb and I left my old agency for the sake of joining them under this like false pretense or promises or seeming like conversation that was had in person where they were saying, yeah, we're interested in you. We want to know what you want from us. If I would have left my agency just for that and then they would have pulled this, I would have been completely like, I would have been screwed.
Come on, bro. You already said shit. Just go ahead and say the F word.
Over. Now, like I said, I've done entertainment since I was 13. I know how these false promises go. I didn't expect it 100% because I've never signed anything, right? And even some people on Twitter now have been coming out saying they did sign something and they still got 180. So this has happened to a lot of other people. There are a lot of people on Twitter and other YouTubers that have come out and said, yeah, essentially like they did the same thing. They signed it and then they gave them like hush money to stay quiet. I never got hush money, but I was kind of led on to think that like I was going to join. And thankfully I was smart enough to be like, I want to leave anyways, and didn't fully jump.
By the way, I didn't play the guy's clip. I should have played the clip, but there was a streamer going around saying that VShover was doing some very shady shit and they were paying people to basically shut the fuck up. I think this is tied to it. I think we're getting the truth that they were going around trying to poach talents. And when people were saying, hey, no, this is a bad idea, they just paid them to shut the fuck up. I think that's the reality there. I think they were being very, very awful individuals. They were being a very, very shady company. They were going around trying to steal individuals away, then not really, well, following through with it, and then paying people to just shut the fuck up.
I'm shipped for this new opportunity, but it just seemed very odd that they were approaching me initially. They were asking around about me. I was like, hey, I heard you asking around about me. They're like, hey, let's talk. Let's see this. Let's meet here. All this stuff. And then proceeded to kind of just be like, yeah, never mind. After all of that. And I was kind of like upset about this for a while. And I was upset also for another reason because I delayed my like debut prep and timeline, and a lot of stuff was kind of like up in the air because I was waiting on them to get back to me at certain points because they were being like very like non-committal about it. They were being like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And they were trying to like kind of string me along for as long as possible. And I was trying to like really like, I was like, hey, like, what's happening? Like, I have this ready. And I could have easily, I eventually just got sick of this. I kind of was like, okay, I think this is like not happening at this point. It had been like a few months. And I kind of told them, I'm debuting on this date. If you're interested, tell me now. If not, I'm debuting on this date. I just kind of told them like, I'm done. And then they were like, okay, yeah, we're like not interested. Or they said that beforehand. Or they said, we're not moving forward at this time. Like, we'll consider you in the future or something. But yeah, they kind of like 180'd on me. And my theory is like, they didn't have enough money to bring on new talent at the time, but then they debuted new people afterward. And right around the time that I was going to get picked up by them, they swapped me out and picked up someone else because I asked this other person to see like, hey, well, I don't know if this is what they did, but I asked another person that is my friend and I was like, hey, like, when did they approach you? And they were like, this time period. And that was right around the time that they stopped talking to me. So I was kind of like, damn, I don't know. And for a while,
the thought process is that they picked Michi up instead of him. Wow, that really worked out for her.
It upset me because it made me feel like I wasn't good enough to join a company again, or that I wasn't like worth it. Or I don't know. I was upset that they wasted my time. And also like, if I were leaving to join their company, they would have completely f***ed me over. But since I was smarter than that and I knew like, this is probably finicky, I didn't dive in fully for that. But I don't know. I talked to friends about it at the time. They're like, yeah, you kind of seems like you got let on. And I talked to another friend of mine that you guys don't know who this is, but they are another content creator. And I pretty much talked to them about this. And they were like, yeah, the exact same thing happened to me. And I was like, oh, great. So my theory is they thought girls were more profitable, and so they swapped me out with a girl, which is whatever. Same company. The guy that I had that had the same thing happen to him is not in any previous employment situation I was with, and I've never interacted with them publicly. You don't even know who they are. Not all of my content creator friends I collab with, guys. Like, you know. But yeah, and they had the same situation where someone reached out and was like, hey, we're interested in you. And then they were like, Lamau, never mind. So it was just upsetting because I felt like they wasted like 3-4 months of my time. I went down and met up with them in person. I don't know. It was a little crushing at the time. I was a little upset about it. Because I really thought like, oh yeah, this is, you know, some security if I leave, like I have another company I can join or another family I can find, because I hadn't been a indie content creator at that point for like 2-3 years. And I wasn't the reason I'm saying this is I wasn't the only person they did this to. They did this to a lot of people. There are people on Twitter, like other content creators. I've heard other stories of them doing this. I just don't want to speak on behalf of others, but I've heard other groups, or other like audition periods where they did the same thing. So they were very finicky with a lot of people, or very like non-committal, or kind of like, yeah, it was weird. And I don't know, for a while it upset me, but I was kind of like, damn, like, I don't know. It just felt shitty. And then I kind of was like, I didn't want to say anything, or I didn't want to ever allude to the fact that I had this happen, because like I said, it's very scary when like you feel like you're done dirty in like an industry like this where it's all relationship based. And I didn't want to say something bad about VShover, and then some of the VShover talents that I'm either friends with or look up to are like, he's bad-mouthing the company we work for, and they don't actually know what happened to me probably, because just because you work for someone doesn't mean you know what your CEO is up to and who they're talking to on the side, right? So
that's not true. You should know everything what your CEO is doing. That everybody knows that. That's what the V tweeters tell me. You should know exactly what your fucking CEO is doing 24/7. When he goes to take a shit, you should know. That's what the V tweeters have told me, guys.
But then I might look like I'm crazy, or I'm like speaking about it for attention. And I don't know. I feel like I had a lot of support on my debut anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. That was kind of what happened to me. And so I feel like I don't know. I feel like in terms of business practices, they were very shady. I don't know. I just feel like my thing is, the reason I want to say something is because like I'm not the only one. I know there are other people that definitely experienced this, and I want to say like, if you did experience this, like me, you can do it on your own. Like I try not to let it shoot your confidence too much. I mean, for me, it definitely did kill my confidence for a while. I was upset. I'm very like, I don't get upset that easily. I was
pretty much he goes on about being upset and like how awful it is, and then he does a joke because the fire alarm in his apartment goes off. But I also want to get to Buff Puff, and then we're gonna start probably wrapping it up. As much as I want to get to Pseudo, I might have to do that some other time. There's other content I would like to talk about. I do want to get to the tech tone thing real fast after Buff Puff, but we're gonna do Buff Puff, deck tone, funny thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the night because I'm starting to feel like exhausted. Again, I've been working and I came straight here to start doing this. I had no real time to take a break. I ate a little bit and then did this. So yeah, but bumping up the time, and Buff Puff is gonna be interesting. Cloud, you are not allowed to go look up Buff Puff.
But yeah, she's just very sweet. She's like the kindest person I know outside of, Vichiban and, my other friends. And I just cherish her a lot. And it was already really hard for her to like trust people in general. She has a really hard time with that. She talks about it on stream all the time. So you guys bounce her often? So you guys like bounce her often? Or like what's up? Like what's going on? Bounce on a Deo? That's me. Yes, actually, that's crazy. It's crazy that you actually said that. Yeah, she has a really hard time trusting people, and I've seen her grow as a person from like the 4+ years I've known her. She's grown so much, like just from when I first met her, and to have someone like with that, I think as someone who also has a lot of trust issues, I think it really just pisses me off
Cloud, she
a
doesn't.
lot
Shut
because
up.
I understand that. Damn, Leo, light in the mood, am I right? Wink. Thanks, Leo. Yeah, as someone who also has PTSD and like PTSD, and I don't go into it a lot. It is hard to trust people, and especially because, not to make it about me or anything, however, me and Vichiban have been through similar situations, as you guys know, stabbing in DC and stuff like that, where we have trusted people, and it's
I don't know about the stabbing in DC. I kind of want to know about that.
come to my attention that the same exact stuff kind of happened. I get really frustrated because I know from experience that it's going to take her a really long time just to trust anyone I guess like what was once her safe space for streaming because her life was really difficult, has now become like a tiptoe eggshell bomb, and it just upsets me because I relate. I get it, I feel the same way. I feel that I've had a lot of instances where I don't trust a lot of people. There's a reason why I only hang out with like the people that I hang out with. I don't believe in transactional friendships. And I just have a hard time trusting people.
Let's be real fair here. When it came to like Cinder and stuff, she was one of the people that was calling that shit out as fast as she possibly could. Like she knew what was going on, and she said straight up when she found out the truth, she just came out and said, "Fuck it, let's go. We ballin'. I'm gonna be the mean one here. Fuck off." So I could see where she's coming from. She calls balls and stripes, and I can appreciate that, and understanding like the whole trust issues and stuff. Yeah, this is all fucked. But she's gonna get deeper into this, and she does not like VShover, and she never did.
And so to watch like one of my best friends have to do this all over again is really frustrating. It's frustrating. Sorry for bouncing a lot. Sorry for bouncing on it, yo. I just don't want to hold like a me crying 2.0 because I will get yelled at. And also, I just don't think it helps anybody. So bounce on it, queen. Thanks. I will. Yeah. So I think from that point of view, it makes me really frustrated and sad. And I just want the best for her. And I feel like a lot of people have taken advantage of her kindness. And I feel like those same people may garner attention from this. And it frustrates me, like,
I'm I can't speak there. I'm dangerously close to furry shit. This is just Buff Puff. She's not my cup of tea. I can just respect that she calls balls and stripes. Okay? Bounce on it, Dio. I mean, yeah. I believe it's Buff Puff that actually modeled her model after her, and she's shown off her real body, and damn! I don't call you a furry. Well, I mean, I do call you, but you are kind of a furry.
Obviously, the elephant in the room, the Mr. Runaway Man, classic example. Like, I just, it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad, I hope you understand the Runaway Man. I hope you understand. I don't want to say his name. The Mr. owned the company. I'm Mr. Running. Yeah, I just,
gun.
That guy.
Gun runner.
I don't know. Man. Also, like, obviously I don't want to like say too much or like say the wrong thing where people speculate, because that's like the worst thing too. Is when people like when I say something or someone else says something and they're like, oh, she said this one word weird. That means that like Goku's Goku's a part of VShover. He's been around the entire time. He has 8 balls. Like, how did we not see this coming? You know what I mean? Like, I just like.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Everybody's dying on every single word that is being said here, and everybody's like freaking out and taking it too far. That's why I'm just taking every single word that gets said, and then I'm kind of just applying it to what was said previously and figuring out what's going on right now. I'm not running with anything. The most that I've actually like ran with is what Giga said, and I think that Mataro not saying anything is kind of interesting right there. I could be incredibly wrong there. That's about all speculation that I have done on this entire thing. I'm not even trying to figure out more. Everything else is just pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, the company hasn't been doing this. Yeah, it's doomed. It's VShover.
I knew it, guys. I knew it. You knew it.
The amount of people that are saying they knew that the company was going down the entire time. They had no actual context into the company. Oh, they just were guessing the entire time. Oh yeah, we knew it. That's like, hey, guess what? Guess what? To all the people that said we knew it the entire time, that had no context with the company, had nobody in at the company, and had no actual connections to the company, but you knew that was going down. Guess what? What really happened there was you put a blindfold on, spun around 5 different times, threw a dart, through a ring of fucking fire over and over and over again, and you landed on a bullseye. That's about it. That's quite literally all that is. You just got lucky.
Yeah, 8 balls. Damn, he has all. Holy shit, dude! What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know. As someone who has dealt with, I think another thing that frustrates me about, I guess I'll just say the company, is that I haven't liked VShover for a very long time. I think you guys could probably have got picked up on that for a long time. I've always been like, I fucking hate corpos. Corpos suck. Don't care. Idol culture sucks ass. Don't fucking care. And I guess
idol culture is very sketchy. I do have a problem with idol culture.
It's kind of interesting to like see the memes coming out, because I'm like, holy fuck, like now everyone doesn't like. I have my own reasons for not liking the company. The talent, I appreciate all of them. They're all sweet and kind and try their best to do what is the right thing. And that's why I've been friends with Mouse for so long, because I don't give a fuck what she was a part of or what it was or whatever. I like Mouse for Mouse. I've always hung out with her offline and on stream, and I like her for her. I don't, that part has never, if anything, she knows I was their biggest hater. If anything, anytime we talked, I would always be like, I don't think that, and I'd just be like, that's how I would be all the time. So I think that she's aware that I was kind of their biggest hater, because the frustration of her going so far out of her way for them all the time, and then not having the reciprocating feelings, I would always frustrate me. I've always hated that, and I've always low-key said it. I just don't like corpos. I just don't like it. I've low-key said that. Not even low-key.
I don't have a problem if somebody doesn't like corpos. I don't have a problem with him. I don't think I said it. Did I say something about you, Cloud? I don't know. I'm half asleep and I was responding to a text. If I did, oh yeah, I said that you're 8 balls in. That's what I said, and I meant it, and I want that to hurt. I'm gonna shut up.
High key, I will die on this fucking hill, chat. I have literally said that for years. I do not like corporations. I do not, and I just will die on this fucking hill. I just will. I don't care. And I've gotten shit for it. I have had people be like, well, you're just a stupid idiot. And I'm like, okay, well, true, but okay, true, but like that doesn't mean that like my point is invalid. Like,
I mean, I'm a stupid idiot. Are all my points valid, chat? Are all my points valid? Am I a valid person? Do I say valid shit? Yes, no, maybe. Except for Cloud, I don't care what Cloud thinks.
What are you talking about? I've been saying it since like forever. I just don't know, from personal experience, and also from, as we've just seen publicly, not only with VShover, but with other companies. I feel like you know what happens? This is what happens with corpo businesses. Okay. It's a lot of, how do I say this? It feels like a lot of like guys come in and they're like, hey girls, come over here, you know, come do this fun little dancing thing you do, make me some money. And then everyone's like, oh, opportunity. Woo! And then it just feels very like, you know what I mean?
Why, thank you, Ariel. See, you are a valid person. I'll take your response seriously. All my points are valid. Even if they're wrong, they're valid. Even though I'm never really wrong, guys. I'm always right. When I'm wrong, that's just Adam using magic on you guys to think that I'm wrong.
Come do that song and dance you like doing, huh? Come make me some money. And then it's a lot of like guys coming in pretending to play business, if that makes sense. Like they come in and they're like, yeah, I got
I mean, We saw that recently with VShojo, but there was another corpo that it was an Indonesian corpo that Rima has a video out on it. Let me double check. I am going to grab the name of the corpo real quick. That's why I'm doing this real fast. Rima Everstar, it was, I just had it exploited. Cometa. If you guys ever look into the Cometa story or anything like that, that's quite literally what it was. It was a rich dude in Indonesia that went out and about and quite literally just pretended to be a business corpo dude. In reality, he just wanted to fuck people. Like, the Cometa story is fucked up, and how he no joke, gave a girl diabetes. I'm laughing because it's so fucked up, and you say it out loud. It's like, no, what the fuck you talking about? No, really, guys. In Cometa, the CEO, who was just a rich guy, he started dating one of the talents, convinced her to stop, started fucking her, and then she developed a disease where she couldn't like get on birth control or do certain things, and she was gonna have to start, using protection, other forms of protection, and condoms. And the Cometa CEO goes like, nah, condoms suck, take the pill, bish. And because of that, she started getting diabetes. He fucked her life over. So everything she just said there, I go like, wow, I mean, we're seeing it right now with VShojo, but at the same time, Cometa exists. Oh, great. The Atom not only lives on his golden-plated ivory tower, but he's using the dark arts of dark magic to do bad influencing. Yes, Ariel, Adam is a dark, evil person that lives in his golden ivory tower. That is 100% true.
Injected with $1 million, I'm gonna like wrap a car. Hey, instead of spending the money on my talent, why don't I go wrap 3 cars? Like, it just feels.
Yeah, that also happened. VShojo wrapped a bunch of cars instead of paying their talent.
Very like, and I've said this behind the scenes so many times, like, it just feels very like they don't give a you know what I mean? And of course I love Mousy and I love her very much, so obviously I would never say this stuff publicly until today, but like, it just feels very it feels like a lot of guys coming in and playing Monopoly. You know what I mean? It feels very playing business. I am playing businessman. Because a lot of times, I mean, I'll just say this, with us making Vichimon, and if you guys don't know, Vichimon's like my little group that I made, which is not an agency. I've said this since day one. It's not, for many reasons, this being one of them. But there's things that we'll go do, and we'll be like, hey, do you have like the contract for this? And they'll be like, I didn't even know you needed that. And I'm sitting there like, cool. I love playing business with a lot of these companies. You guys play business really bad. Like, really bad. And so a lot of my experience has been like, that's been my experience with the businessman. And when you guys always make the joke of John Vichimon, I laugh because all I can think about with John Vichimon is a guy with a Monopoly mustache with like, I am playing businessman. Like, that is like, that's why it's so funny to me, because it's not a guy that exists, because he shouldn't exist, because he can only play business with his Monopoly money.
When you sit down and think about what she's saying, these are all jabs at like VShojo, the company, Gunrun, all of them. And when it goes to the idea of like publicly speaking out badly about a company that your friends work with, yeah, you don't do that. You just don't. It's not just about like, hey, the idea of you want the access or anything. It's just like, no, you don't. You just don't do that. Okay, you don't come out here and go like, oh my gosh, all these people are actually shit. It's all falling down, because that's not your stuff to say. That's not your area. And especially if your friend loves that company and trusts that company and wants that company to do well, you definitely don't do that, because that's your friend. That's what normal people do, but V-tweeters aren't normal. I have a war of V-tweeters going on. If you don't realize that. I hate them all.
So yeah, as someone, I guess I saw someone being like, why were you VShojo's biggest hater? I will say that I was their biggest hater since the first.
She was their biggest hater before it was cool, chat. She hated them the moment they came out. Like, she sees VShojo and goes like, I hate you. Guys, I hate them. I hate them so much. I'm hating them. And now she's looking at everybody hating VShojo like, bros, Y'all posers. I was here before it was awesome. I was wearing the dog collar before it was awesome. I was wearing chokers before it was awesome. You know, I was fucking a furry Fuda person before it was awesome. That's unironically what I'm getting here. That's the vibes I'm getting, chat. She was here before it was cool. She liked Ozzy before everybody else liked Ozzy. R.I.P. Ozzy.
Applications went out. That was when I really, and I think that's when Mouse and I first started talking outside of our little interactions. It was like in 2020 or something like that. Because we talked before that, and I think that she was actually one of the people that was like, oh, you should apply. And I was like, okay. And so I don't remember how we applied, but I remember all of Vichimon at the time applied. And I
bullshit, Clouds. You're gonna look that shit up. Don't you dare lie to me. You're looking that shit up. You're like, oh, it's Fuda? Ew. As I DM it and look at it and scrolling like, Don't lie to me, Cloud.
I remember I've never talked about this ever. I've never talked about this ever in my entire life. And I'm sure Rose would probably talk about it too. But obviously at the time, it was like a lot of people applied for the, what's it called? Like the company or whatever. Everybody was super excited. They're like, oh my God, Western company that's like not it. But you know, it just kind of like that was like the thing at the time. Okay. And so we all applied. 6 months go by. No talks, nothing happens. I don't hear anything. I'm constantly emailing them all the time for all of VGMon. We're like, hey, because like I said, we all applied. Okay. We all had applied. It gets to like 8 months. Okay. It gets to like 8 months. And we're like, hey, what's going on? I actually canceled. I was so invested into this chat, which shame on me. I shouldn't have been. Okay. Shame on me. Like I literally shouldn't have been, but I actually canceled one of my last family trips that, which obviously you can't see the future, you know, but I canceled a family trip because I was waiting for an answer because I was like, you know, this could change my career basically. And so I, was waiting. I stayed home. I was like waiting for them to email me. And then I think they didn't even email me. I think I could have went on the trip and then it would have been fine. Because then I think they emailed 2 weeks afterwards, and they emailed all of us, and they were like, "Hey, sorry, you didn't get past round 1, blah blah whatever." And I was like, "Okay, like that's fine, whatever." Except Rose did. Okay, Rose did get past the first initial thing, and actually was appointed to try to get interviewed at the time. And I think it was because, if I'm gonna be honest, I think it was because Rose had the most viewership.
No problem, bro. We might be wrapping it up after this. I still have the Tectone stuff I want to get through, but we're just figuring out like why she hates VShojo so much, and it's because, well, they fucked her and her friends over.
Out of all of us,
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, she comes out here and says she's a top all the time. She's a dominant individual, but you want to domesticate her.
Also, she's just a great gal. You know, she's just a great gal, and she deserves to do something cool. And I think that she fit the vibe at the time. I think that they looked at all 4 of us because we all applied together, and in our little thing, we were like, "Hey, I would like to be with my friends." You know what I mean? And so I think that when they looked at our applications, we all got it at the same time. So it makes me feel like they looked at it all at the same time. Because
Ariel, this is part 2 right now. Yesterday was part 1. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing a part 3 tomorrow, but that only depends on if like big news comes out, which I'm waiting for. And that might, depending on how big that news is and what it is, it might end up being just a normal video itself. Legatus, have a good night, bro. Thank you for your help over on Kick and everything like that. That's awesome, man. Who doesn't hate VShojo at this point? Nobody. VShojo literally just burnt down all their reputation. Like, everybody hates VShojo.
I had other past friends that also applied, and they got it at different times, so it makes me think that they looked at ours at the same time. Anyways, Rose got passed, and she was, again, 2-3 months out again. At this point, okay, we're all sitting here like, dude, what?
Well, Ariel, the way I hear it and the way I'm interpreting it, the only reason she applied wasn't just to be with her friends, but because, like, Mouse told her to apply. So because Mouse told her to apply, she was like, okay, I'll go do it because my friend's doing it, okay? She probably wasn't expecting to get very far in it, but she somehow did.
What's gonna happen? Because that's like our best friend. Like, what's gonna happen? Where is she gonna go? Are they gonna talk to her or whatever? This is the part. I don't know if Rose has talked about this part. I think she has.
Cloud, I just saw what you put in the Ballbusters chat. Get fucked, you stupid loser. You talk about gooning all the goddamn time. She's hot. She has big tits. Fuck you.
So 2-3 months go by. Okay. 2-3 months go by. Okay. And okay, hi, how you doing? And she gets there. She's about to do the interview, and like she's like at the point where it's like you do the interview, you're in. Okay, like that's where she's at. Okay.
I really hate how they utilize the music and all this. Just keep the music down because it's super loud. It's super loud.
And
also, Buff Pup has great abs. Yes. Unironically, yes. Like, again, she's shown off her own body.
And it was like round 4. Yeah, it was like round 4. It was like she's like there basically, okay? And then at the point where she gets there, they're like, "Hey, by the way, this has been a year. I think it's been a year and a month at this point. At this point it's been like a year and a month that we have waited from all the way from the beginning, okay? And waited. It's been a long time, dude. It's been a long time. We get there and they send her an email, and the email is like, "Hey, we decided, even though that you were gonna get interviewed for VShover or whatever, we have decided to just cancel all applications because we just want to pick someone." And Rose was like, "Oh, okay." And so the year of torment, okay, that like all of us were like,
I know, Alpha Omega. I know. Doesn't mean I don't want to, domesticate her.
Canceling trips. We were like trying to figure out what to do with our best friend. We were like doing all this other stuff. We were like delaying the stuff that we wanted to do because we wanted to do stuff together. Hence why Beachy Mom wasn't made, earlier, and like all this other stuff. And we were like, okay, like blah blah blah, whatever. The part that gets me, the part, Victor, I know you're gonna laugh. The part that gets me is that because they like canceled it, they were like, "Hey, would you like a $500 voucher?"
Hey there. Hey there. Paying people off because they fucked them over. Paying people off, huh? I feel like we've heard this a couple times now. I feel like this isn't the first time we've heard it, and probably won't be the last. And Ariel, listen. What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom.
For wasting your time. You want?
And sometimes they don't have hair, so you need a leash and collar.
I can't. They were like, "Sorry for wasting your time. Here's like $500." And then I was like, and we all sat there and we're like, cool. That is so cool. That is so cool. But thanks, guys. Thanks for wasting a year of our lives. I really appreciate that. So ever since then, I have not been a very big fan of VShover because they have pissed me off from day one. Day one, they made me angry. They made me really angry because my best friend, one of my best friends, was very excited about it and was like changing some things in her personal life to like help with it. And it just made me angry. And then another thing that would make me angry, and this would also make Mouse angry too, is that,
Ariel, I don't take him out for walkies. That only psychopaths do that, okay? Only freakazoids and weirdos do the whole take you out for walkies. No, that leaves in the bedroom. Shut the fuck up.
Anytime we wanted to hang out with Mouse, it was like a fucking like shitting contest. It was like, "Oh well, are you friends with the talents? Because I won't let you join our little server."
That was her fucking thing. I was like, what literally just blooped on me? What blooped on me? What do I have to go hunt down? What do I have to fix? What did that? Oh no, that was her. That was the fucking video. That scared the shit out of me.
Out with her, and then like we would all be like, "Hello, like we just want to hang out together. Like, can we just like hang out together?" And they're like, "Well, I don't know how well you know them." And it's just like it would always be this like shitting contest. It always felt like this like glass ceiling trying to the Minecraft picture. Like it always felt like I was like, "Damn, I just want to hang out with my friend that I hang out with offline. Can I just please hang out with her?" Like that's what it felt like all the time. Can I please just hang out with my friend? Please buff Branderous Pup. Literally. It just felt very. I just have not been a fan since day one. I'm gonna be real. I think.
If you put that into perspective, they were basically barring her from seeing her friend that she's been friends with for a long time. Fuck them. She had all the right to hate him, and now we all agree with her. She had all the right to hate him, and she just couldn't say it out loud. I agree with him. You have to take your pet slave for walks, Jeremy. They poop in the house otherwise. Listen. That play is for the bedroom. Society doesn't need to know that, okay? The society doesn't need to know what the disgusting, degenerate shit goes on behind the scenes. That's for behind the scenes. You, God, and, well, Satan even looks away and goes like, "Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing over there?" That is what that is for. There's a reason it is keep it in the bedroom. Don't bring it into public, because people make fun of that shit in public. I mean, for crying out loud, Static has an entire goddamn show about roasting individuals that do that shit in public. I don't want to be on that thing.
That's where my it's where I started my I hate corpus shit. I'm gonna be real. Ever since that happened to Rose, I was like, nah, fuck this. And then obviously Vichiban had their own.
Exactly, Static. Kink shaming is required. And that's one of the reasons I stay away right now, because I can't handle it, dude. I can't handle how much it hurts. It's physically painful right now. Yeah, but Static does those things. That's why he follows those kinds of people. I mean, I don't see Static disproving that.
Run-ins with some people that obviously I won't go into detail about that, because that is like stuff that, you know, everything as Demon Dice I saw tweeted earlier. everything will be.
No, Cloud, I'm bringing this up on chat. Dudes in fucking Ballbusters chat right now saying I'm into puppy play. Nah. I'm into being a dominant individual that is there to domesticate her. Okay? And plus, sometimes they don't have super long hair to hold on to, so, well, you gotta get creative. Even if I did, none of you would know. Static. We have ways. We have ways. And no, I'm not into puppy play. Puppy play is something completely different, Cloud. Puppy play is something very disturbing and disgusting. I ain't into puppy play.
Revealed at some point. And I think that Karma, and I say this often, Karma is a beautiful lady. Karma is a gorgeous lady. Love her. She is hot as fuck. All right. Love her. Okay. She is gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Okay. And anyone says Karma's just scared of her. Okay. I think she's a beautiful lady. And I think at some point, maybe in the future, I will be able to talk about stuff that's happened to us personally. Not related to VShover. This is like a whole bunch of other stuff that personally happened to us, whatever. You know, stabbing in DC and all that fun stuff.
I want to know the stabbing in DC. I want to know this. This is a story that I want to know about. Who the fuck got stabbed in DC? Was it Cloud?
But I think it's like the same boat where a lot of people like to come into the VTubing place to play business, and they just end up a lot of vulnerable people that just want to have a fun time and do really cool things. You know, it is very enticing when someone comes up to you and says, basically, hey, you're gonna make it big, kid. You want to do this really cool thing, and then you're like, yeah, like it just. I think that's like what VTubing, like from the back end feels like. But I have trust issues, and I don't trust no that tells me anything like that. I always say, show it to me in writing before I do anything. Okay, so yeah.
It's not important unless it's in black and white, but I think we're pretty much getting to the end of that. I do have Pseudo, but I'll save Pseudo for another time. Because I want to get into the tech tone. By the way, the chat, the charity is at $1,118,000. It is just going up. It is so fucking awesome and amazing. Hey, if you want to start false shit about me, I can do the same about you. The problem is, Cloud, my false shit is being recorded. Your real shit also got recorded. We all heard the moaning. We all heard you go like, yeah. Oh, yeah. We heard that. That werewolf thing sucked. Fuck you, Static. Fuck you. Don't speak ill of the buff. Let me... Here. I'm gonna combo these. I'm gonna combo these. Because here's the thing, because I want to get to the Tectone stuff. I'm not going to play his video on it because that's a 14-minute and 4-second video. But Tectone has been talking out a lot about fucking VShojo, rightfully so, because Tectone, like, when he talks about stuff, he likes to talk about it. Is he a super big fan? Probably not, but he gets to talk about it. Okay, it is what it is. But Tectone hints that there will be more VShojo fallout, and it will be worse than what we've seen already. Y'all haven't seen nothing yet. Granted, though, Tectone's also good friends with Nextaku. He's obviously seen a whole lot more. Nextaku has put out a video hinting that he's seen a whole lot more. We've only seen like the tip of the iceberg, and we've already seen a lot. So there's more shit on the way. That makes perfect sense. We also have from Tectone. Hey, so y'all remember a year and a half ago, I told you all that the truth about VShojo would be told soon, and it was bad. And y'all saw how many people said I was a lying piece of shit and VShojo was great and I'm just grifting. Well, after Kei-san has now revealed that she hasn't been paid since September, and Iron Mouse and Charity were robbed 50K or 500K. Hopefully we're on the same page now. So now just know, yes, in fact, there is still more to come. And yes, it's going to get worse. Today's stream will be wild. I have no problem with Tectone coming out and talking about this. Again, he's good friends with Nux Taku. He's been streaming with Nux Taku for a while now. I'm not a huge big fan of Nux Taku. I like Tectone. I think Tectone's pretty based from time to time. I like listening to him. I don't give a shit if people have a problem with Tectone. I like Tectone. I think he's aggressive in just the right ways that Asmongold doesn't get aggressive on. But what I will also say is, because of all this, shit you not, Tectone's been getting shat on by people. We got Milk, not get out genuinely. Tectone just liking a fucking thing. There are literal V-tweeters that are attacking Tectone right now for just giving his opinion. And I've seen some of the V-tweeters shit the fucking bed the moment Tectone comes in and just says something. For crying out loud, when it came to the Cinder drama, a V-tweeter started cocking smack to fucking Tectone. Tectone came down and smacked him around a little bit, and then the dude started crying and harassing Tectone for getting all mad about him. For fuck's sakes, the Tectone just clapped back at a literal V-tweeter who's doing nothing more than throwing bitch fits on the fucking internet during the Cinder drama. Tectone comes in and goes like, "You're a fucking stupid bitch." Ratio's the dude, and then the dude starts crying his little pussy ass like literally out about it, and goes like, "Tectone's a crybaby. He couldn't handle the fact that I ratioed him." You're the one that started that shit. You don't get to fucking cry about that fucking shit. But yes, all the V-tweeters are getting mad that Tectone's getting involved and starting to talk about it. But furthermore, Tectone tweeted this out today. And he says, for everyone trying to pin everything on Gunrun as the reason everything went wrong with VShojo, he is their fall guy. The amount of shitty staff at VShojo, including an unlicensed lawyer, is staggering. Don't let them deceive you until letting one guy get all the blame. There's a lot of working parts here. There will be more to come. Here's the thing. And I disagree with Tectone vehemently on this. A lot of things that he's tweeted out, I've been agreeing with him on this. I disagree with him vehemently on this. The reason people are putting out Gunrun is the CEO. It doesn't matter if there was other individuals that were shady, sketchy, doing other heinous things behind the scenes. Gunrun was the CEO. It all starts and stops with poor leadership. The fact of the matter is the company was his. He was the one leading it. It was his poor leadership that got them to this point in time. He is the reason that all the sketchy people got in there and manipulated shit and did all that shit. It's his fault. He's not more than just the fall guy. He is the true guy to take responsibility for that. And that brings us over here. He ain't said shit. Gunrun has said jack fucking shit on all of this. Nothing has been said by Gunrun. He's just reposted shit. Gunrun ain't said fucking shit. VShojo ain't said fucking shit. But we'll read this, okay? From Mythics. The CEO of VShojo JP branch, Koshi Mako, had the decency to show up and provide explanations he could offer. How much you trust from him is up to you. Meanwhile, the CEO of VShojo Gunrun is completely silent and apparently absent. Where's the money, Gunrun? So you see all this, okay? He's the CEO. He's the guy that actually leads the company. He's the guy who's actually at the head of all this shit. What is that username? Mythicas. Mythicas. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. Because that he's the one that's in charge here. So Tectone saying this, yes, okay, there might be more people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if there's more people there than just Gunrun. Gunrun is more than just the fall guy. He would be the ringleader. It doesn't matter if he wasn't the ringleader. It doesn't matter if he was, asleep at the wheel or anything like that. He was the leader. It all falls on him. Okay? That's how it is. That's how it ends. Okay? So I disagree with him vehemently here. At the end of the day, it lies at the feet of Gunrun. I don't like hearing this whole thing, oh, he's the fall guy. No, he's the rightful fall guy. He let it get to this point. A leader wouldn't have let that happen. You have to take the blame for your failures and misdeeds there. But there's that out of the way. There's Tectone. Tectone did have a video breaking it down as well, but Tectone's video is very amplified, very insane. I also saw that Asmongold put out a video. By the way, the thing just hit $1,120,000. Ozayahara also says the same. Yeah. But I said we're going to end this out on something fun and cheery and happy. here's a clip from Fillion. Okay, here's a Fillion clip. And I love Fillion. This is not just Fillion. This is also Scoochon. So Fillion and Scoochon are like playing a game. This is how we're going to end it out, because this is how I like to end a lot of my streams out. Some happy notes. Okay, something happy to see, something nice to see. So you guys are gonna see some brain rot from Fillion and, well, Scoochon. So here it is. I'm gonna start it back at the beginning so you guys can notice just the glory that it is of VTubing.
Guys, she wants me to inhale her. How do you get there? Smell good, girl.
Do I smell like bread?
But bread?
Do I smell like bread? Why bread? Why bread? Why does that come to your immediate thought process? Do I smell like bread? Who the fuck thinks like that?
My friends tell me I smell like bread.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Why do you smell like bread? Why is bread in all of this? What the fuck?
You're my little sourdough. Does it make you happy?
You can call
You're a
me
silly
your
little love.
31-year-old sourdough.
I just realized Amorant made beer out of her yeast. You could be a sourdough.
We make bread out of her yeast.
The first VTuber yeast donated for sourdough production. Oh my god. What? God.
I mean, that Fillion had the correct response there. Fillion had the correct response there. Immediately throwing up. Who the fuck wants that? Who the fuck wants VTuber bread? That's enough internet for today. I can't stop laughing at that. Listen, that's something cheery. That's something happy. I love that shit. I love VTubers. I love these people so fucking much. Has Matara tweeted anything out of relevance as of... Oh, no, that's the end. Let me refresh, and then we're going to wrap this shit up. I just want... Nope. Nothing. What is this? What is this? What the fuck? 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 I'm about to play something for you guys. How am I supposed to get rug burn in my vagina if you turn into a regular man? Devil, what the fuck? What the literal fuck, bruh? The fuck is this shit? The fuck is this shit? How am I supposed to get rug burn in my vagina if you turn into a regular man? How am I supposed to get rug burn in my vagina if you turn into a regular man? I guess we got a confirmation here, guys. I guess we got confirmation that Devil's not a man. Okay? I guess that's what we just got. How am I supposed to... And yes, I am downloading this fucking live on stream, and I'm gonna stop going any further just to be on the same. Just download that shit. I just downloaded that shit. And that's going straight on the soundboard. Going straight on the soundboard. I will be claiming that as a victory prize. Cloud, Cloud, your clip that you did? I mean, great clipping. Yeah, great clipping, Cloud. I have to admit, it's great clipping. I'm gonna come. Okay? Great clipping. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. But I mean, you have to clip out words to get to that one, so that's how that is. But on the meantime, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. Matara hasn't tweeted anything out. There's no updates with Matara. I am keeping my eye on that one primarily because I am curious there. I do know Bao put out a statement. I was listening to that one a little bit earlier, but it's predominantly, it's kind of hard to hear Bao's mainly because Bao's is just, she's playing Uma whatever it is, pretty derby. I can't say the full name, but she's playing Pretty Derby the entire time. So yeah, everyone else making clips, but I get the reputation. Listen, you get the reputation, Weasel, because you make the good clips. You make the really good clips. By the way, Weasel, DM me. I still sound like you said you're gonna come. Well, I mean, yeah, because I said I wanna come over here. You clipped out the other part. So, I mean, it's a good clip. I'm not going to lie, but you had to clip out the other stuff. But anyways, guys, thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you all for talking. Thank you all for doing all this shit. Thank you all for being here and Gold ship is bae. Jesus Christ, Cloud. Jesus Christ, Cloud. What the fuck? There's much better bays than Gold ship. And I might play the game here on stream soon because I have it on my Steam. But anyways, guys, you all have a wonderful time wherever you are. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Do all the good stuff. Do all the wonderful things in this world. And yes, even though this is a shitty situation, we can still make gold because we are still rocking and rolling on that charity. And I'm going to be planning some shit out with that charity itself for Ballbusters. So stay tuned, stay frosty, and have a good time wherever you guys are. Bye for now.